to prove.
Are we back?
Off. Our PSQ qualifier to get into Pro League. Takeo, one of the most impressive starts for an 18-year-old IGL from France. This team had only 5 scrims, and they
are we back, guys?
After that, an incredible showcase of young talent. Can Sherbert and Plexus keep it up today? We'll find out. LVH, there's a man named Vifes there that we've seen on Alliance many a year until they made their ultimate changes to the roster that they have now. But when you combine that experience with Leifen and Jay Henzo, who have played so well.
Wait, did I fuck up?
In 6, they're still looking for glory, and can they do it again with that tenure on their roster? 40% worse. Mandy, Shiv FPS, Zerifer, these are all well-known faces in the ALGS community, but mostly from content lately over the last year. Can Shiv, Mandy, and Zerifer find their way together and prove it all, or will they actually be 40% worse, as their team name suggests? In fact, let's find out, because Shiv FPS, he's been doing a lot of streaming, a lot of qualifying for the Pro League, but I'm not sure he's been doing a lot of YouTube video intros lately. Let's check in with how year 4 is going to go in his eyes.
So my name is Shiv FPS. My teammates are Zerifer and Harry, as we call him. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. Can we're 100. Yeah, true. We're 100% better. Okay. Name is 40% worse. Team name is okay. So I'm Shiv FPS. My teammates are Mandy and Zerifer, or Zeri, as we call him, and our team name is 40% worse. So the goals of the team this year, our goal is to win everything and anything ALGS. We want to win all of our Pro League games, Pro League days. We want to qualify for regional finals, qualify for all the lands. We want to win everything and destroy all of our competition, everyone that stands in our way.
Damn.
So for our roster, we have Mandy as a dedicated IGL, going to be playing Horizon, obviously going to be queuing, ulting and nade stacking everyone. We have also Zeri, who's going to be our anchor, our catalyst player, who's going to be our support player. And then you have myself, obviously on the Bangalore, the Bangalorean, the Warlord, going to be taking space, angling enemies, and taking fights with the team together. And it's gonna be a blast, okay? It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, are we back or what?
Might be one of the only people, maybe I'll throw Hal in there as well, where it's just as interesting watching his actual player cam as it is watching his gameplay. What a joy, what a treat. Dan, you know, obviously high expectations. Not everyone who said they want to take first place is going to be able to do that, but a lot of confidence from a lot of the players we've been able to talk to today heading into the split.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone should be aiming for first place, and that's the whole reason why we've seen all these team changes. People want to catch up with the front pack, with the likes of Alliance, the likes of TSM, who have been dominating their region, and we'll have to see whether these changes are actually going to work out. I mean, early days, you're still going to have like chemistry issues, I would imagine, from the start, but maybe there'll be one team who really just blows up right at the start.
I can't wait to see it. Of course, this season is going to take place with 2 groups competing each day and alternating which groups compete. So for those who want a more in-depth look, let's zoom in on the participants in each group. Group A, here in EMEA, 2 rats, 1 controller, 40% worse, Shiv. Element 6, K-Swinny, 07. Nasty and Squad. This is definitely a group with a lot of veterans in them. Group B, coming up on your screen as well.
Let me just give me a second.
Talent, as does all, and maybe the front runner in terms of EMEA Alliance. They will be taking their stage spot today, so we'll get to see this action between these 2 squads.
Ooh, a lot of new teams.
Is Group C with the likes of Aurora.
A lot of new team names.
Fire Beaver's old squad come together. Phoenix Legacy, You Aim, Lasita Fox, and of course, when you take a look at this collectively, it's going to be a star-studded event no matter which group is playing. Heading in, though, to today, Mark, Group A versus Group B. What's the overall...
Okay, a lot of the same names, but a lot of new team names.
Why you should be watching some of these lineups, new IGLs taking on a couple of...
We have a Portuguese team here.
They can find that synergy, but one team I just want to highlight, the full English, and yes, I am an Englishman who loves a full English, and I also love this roster.
My God, how many names here?
Everybody, this is something that's gone a little bit too under the radar.
2 coaches? Who can afford 2 coaches?
Who played alongside Nasty for so long, but Bryn has been a player who, when he was competing, gave us some of the biggest highlight plays we have seen in the ALGS ALGS, one of the most talented individual players, and I cannot wait to see the full English going hard in this lobby.
Okay, I gotta do something. 1 second, alright? Screen will be black.
Bryn also gets my
but-
vote of confidence as we were getting coffee in Birmingham at
1
the
second,
championships,
guys.
the exact same spot, the exact
It'll be
same
very
time.
quickly, okay?
And so I said that man has
Very,
some
very
good taste.
quick.
Hopefully it translates to Apex and his squad today. Fellas, a journey of 1,000 steps. It begins with the first one, so I cannot wait to hand it over to you two to kick us off and get us moving at the start of year 4.
Well, here we go then, everybody. It's what we've been waiting for, right? We've set everything up for you now. The table is set, and it's time to eat, Dan. We are moments away now from our first game of the EMEA region, from the ALGS game
we're good.
underway here in EMEA. And I got to say, mate, I've missed you. And the new season, new haircut. I kind of like
Sorry.
it.
Yeah, I missed you too. Yeah, just trying to, you know, keep up
Yes.
with the likes of Yuki in effect. Maybe they'll pick me up. Maybe I can be on Alliance because they've not made a team change.
Definitely a
But,
new
of
haircut.
course, this is the map rotation. You guys know the drill. It's Storm Point, it's World's Edge. But we have some new changes to Storm Point from what we would have seen last time, Mark.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of new POIs. We have some loot changes. We have some rotates that are going to be a lot different. And this map is going to play different, especially on some of those southern zones as well. And notably as well,
Okay.
it's the first week of Pro League, which means there's still some contests that haven't been sorted out.
Ooh, we're gonna see the
Also,
new
legend
Storm
coming to kind
Point
of affect some of those
in
contests.
action
It's gonna be
here. That's gonna be
interesting to watch.
fun.
Conduit has a little bit of influence on these lobbies.
Yeah, the contests that we could have today up towards wall between players and Vamo Korea on Storm Point, and Coastal Camp down on the southern side between Cybercats and 40% worse, and maybe one at Checkpoint between Stay
No,
Healthy and Lions. So those are three POIs
thing?
that we keep an eye on right from the get-go.
No
out of
command
the
center?
dropship. But you're completely right. When we're getting into Legend Select here, Mark, what are we gonna see? Are we
For
gonna
those
see
who don't know,
people go for
command
combat?
center
Because
is
they are gonna have those early contests. We know
it
that people
separates
want to have
each
that
team
initial
into
fight
its own
done as
stream.
quick as possible.
So if you just want to watch a certain team, you can.
Quite some time, so those teams who are on close POIs might be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Conduit has made the contests almost more difficult, right? Because you have that healing ability to get those shields back. It extends the fight for even longer. And when you think maybe you've got that gun, maybe you have a little bit of an advantage, maybe you open the bin first and find yourself getting punched off of it and the gun being stolen away. So Conduit certainly will have an influence. We'll have to see if there's teams playing Conduit, of course, who aren't contesting as well. Have seen that in scrims in EMEA. Seem to like the new Legend and its ability to just give them a little bit of a fallback in some of those fights and allow you to overextend a little bit more than you would previously. But
Let
we're gonna fly through
me
Storm Point
do
for a few moments
something
just to
here.
talk through some of those changes, the new POIs that we're going to be seeing, and there's one in front of you right now, right at the north side of Storm Point, Dan. Oh, it's Zoo Station, and Zoo Station has got one of the biggest balloons you ever see to get those rotates going.
So you guys
Better to drop New
can
Station than Full English, your favorite team
actually
of
see the
this
chat.
group, as it was said. And it's making me very hungry, even just thinking about the Full English, has to be said. It's what, 10 a.m. here? I would quite like a proper fry-up here in America. But a lot of POIs that are going to be hotly contested for sure. As you mentioned, the northern side of
Don't
Storm Point
worry.
has always been the strongest places to drop, mainly just because of the height differences when teams start to rotate. If it does pull north, very difficult to move from the south. Horizon is going to be one of the key legends that we're going to see teams in their composition on this map, just to try and regain
worry,
some of that height
chat.
difference here in any fight.
Well, there is Storm Point. You've seen it all, and now it's time to see a little bit of action. Welcome back to the ALGS, everybody. The new season is upon us. The dropship is live, and Storm Point, in all of its beautiful pastel skyline, is going to be where we start things off, Dan. Contests are going to be
Alright.
pretty hot at the start of this one. We'll have to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, Coastal Camp might be split. I wonder if Cybercats will drift off over towards Echo because they don't want to take a fight particularly early in this one. There are a few scraps in scrims, but I think that teams might just be able to split the difference. I'm going to be mainly looking at what's going to happen over towards Wall and also Checkpoint as the two biggest POIs. As you can see, it looks like 40% worse have Coastal Camp to themselves. Cybercats have left them, so no contest happening
Nice
on the
message.
southern side of the map.
Interested to see if they happen elsewhere, though. We'll keep an eye, excuse me, on the top right-hand side of your screen. But we're getting some information. This is a little bit of a false start. We're going to get back into this lobby as soon as we can. But the great thing is, Dan, we're not going to start because we have this new season. And
Nothing like good old Apex where they start a game and there's issues
I'm jealous of it.
and they need to restart it.
Changes that have been made that we kind of touched
Good
on
old Apex.
Apex Legends. I think we've had a few years go go by now, and teams
All right.
pretty much tried everything that they could have.
Classic Apex, dude.
In the world, and we keep using Alliance and TSM as those relative teams for EMEA and North America.
Classic Apex.
Everyone's kind of like, this is, we feel
You gotta
like
miss it, right?
we've done everything that we can. It's time for something fresh. And when you go through that kind of difficult off season, if you're one of those players who's trying to find a new team,
Come on
find a
now.
way to find some synergy with someone else.
New Year, same
There's
Apex.
questions, right?
Yep.
Because even though scrims have gone down, you still have those contests. You still have teams.
That
trying to
shadow
find
knows
the
what's
rotates,
up.
and the lobby becomes
Who are you
almost
rooting
a little
for?
bit
I can see that you're new here. I'm rooting for everyone and no one. Alright, I like a bunch of teams, but I'm not a big fan of any team. You know what I mean? Like, I will not cheer for one specific team. I want Shiv's team to succeed. I want Alliance to succeed. Alright, I want Nasky's team to do well.
Tournament style of play, right? There is no risks in scrims, really. You
Bunch
might
of
get yelled
teams.
at by someone
They
else
all
who's
have
in
new
the game,
names, so
but
I've
there's
forgotten
nothing you're
about
gonna
them.
lose. You're not going to not gain any points. You're not going to lose any prize money. Once you get
But
into
yeah.
Pro League, suddenly everything is actually at
You
risk.
know,
And
I'm
some of
just-
these plays you might have made during scrims aren't really going to be good plays to make because you're going to be a little bit more
Just want
scared. So
everyone
there
to
is
do
gonna be a lot
good.
of circumstantial things, as you said, we may have seen during scrims that might change, and we will learn here in match week 1. And I think you're completely right about team changes as well. Everyone trying to catch up. Apex is a game purely based off chemistry at times. How well do you play together? How well do you move together? Are you going to support your team? Is the IGL clicking?
You know,
with
you
the
look
two
better
players
with the
trying
other
to land?
haircut.
A lot of that you don't wanna
want,
throw
you know, it's
away
not nice to
too
comment
quickly,
on
so teams
people's
do what they
appearances,
can
I
to
understand
try and
that.
keep up, but then finally now teams have
Just an
realized,
observation.
okay, we are not matching the pace of some of the
Okay,
biggest
I
teams.
love,
Let's make
I
some
still love
changes.
Gaskin.
But now we're going to see teams have to start all over again, right? So we might see these early match weeks where teams.
So
will
you're scared of
struggle,
being
but they will start
committed.
to learn,
No,
they will
I
start
mean,
to
there's just
gel,
no
and
one
they'll start
that-
to progress as
It's
you
like,
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the season comes
especially
along. We kind of mentioned the new
because
legendary
a lot of the
for first time
times,
in the ALGS, and that is going to be Conduit and what she brings to the table. We mentioned how Conduit is almost a necessity.
the teams just
Tell us a little bit about why.
Conduit, just the
Dude, they
ability to
just
be able to shield your
share the
teammates is
same
gonna be
players
massive for
around.
some of these early
So a
fights.
team that I liked before, I probably won't like now, because even like they might have the same team name, but it's other people, or it's just like, I don't know, it's just weird. They're always rotating, and it's just hard to like find a team to actually root for.
A fighting team, and not just in early fights, can really help out in those late game fights. Great at
You know what I mean?
some teams with her ultimate too, so I think that she is going to be seen a lot
Let
here in
me
Pro League.
try to make
Yeah, I
this
think it's
better. I don't like
interesting as
how
well.
it
You
looks.
mentioned, you know, we talk about the contests, but Conduit obviously has some value elsewhere, especially in those end games. We see, you know, players who are using Conduit, getting that ultimate down, and really causing a real sort of
You get what I
lava
mean, right?
situation in final circles where they're just constantly ticking away and slowing damage. So if you can save and hold on to that ultimate of the energy barricade, then you can really cause a ruckus and divide zones in half, and firing it through a few cat walls or over the top of it can certainly cause some problems as well. So Conduit, we expected to see it a little bit more heavily in EMEA, I would say, in comparison to North America, but certainly something we keep our eyes on that contest. Elsewhere,
Dude,
we do
what
have
did I
some
do to my
potential changes
face
as
cam
well.
that-
I think we talk about changes, Dan, but one thing that certainly is going to be consistent, I would say, on Stormpoint is the use of Bangalore. If you can get her into your composition right, we know that the smokes and the digi threat are still so strong. If you're sieging a building or if you're trying to hold off on a push, and the digi threat, it's not in the crafter, I believe, right now, so it's gonna
Nope,
be a
it was
necessity
removed from
and
the
it's a
crafter.
premium if you can pick one of those up for fights.
Yeah, I think Bangalore on the horizon is going
What's
to
the
be
point of
two
making
of the
face
biggest
cam
legends
bigger if no
selections
boobies,
that we
right?
see throughout today, but Bangalore for a reason. I mean, it's great that we've got Shiv in the lobby, because Shiv, one of the few players who pioneered Bangalore and stuck with her during the
I
dark
feel like
times when she
people
wasn't
are saying
good,
it's
but
like,
now the smoke's so important
oh,
for those rotations.
it wasn't that big of changes to Bangalore, but it actually was. Our smoke being reduced 5 seconds is a huge change. It's a really big change. I'm not particularly a fan
whether it be aggressive or defensive. She's just
of
a
the
great all-around
change.
character to be using.
certainly is a mainstay. And speaking of mainstays, we saw kind of the rise of Catalyst.
It really
towards
throws
the
you
end of
off
last
a
season.
lot.
No surprise to see she's still going to be a legend that you're going to be picking, falling into that controller legend and going to be able to hit those beacons. And that's one thing that maybe you're going to be able to have to give up if you are playing Conduit on those contests, that ability to hit a beacon and find out where that Zoe is going. There are some little changes that, of course, were made, as you can see on your screen as well. Only 2 Qs going to be available now instead of the 3.
What team is Ardeki even in? Cyber Kitties?
Where you want to put those down, what side of a building you want to try and protect and slow down, and also you can't yeet them as quite as far as well. 50% reduction on the range, because I'm not gonna lie, you could really do some damage from distance with those.
Yeah, she was almost as threatening as Fuse at times, with her ability just to toss them out and really grief people who are hiding behind
Where do
any
we see
sort
the
of little
groups?
object that they could have found. But now with the 50% reduction, you don't really have that same range, but she is still very important, and mainly it's for the Dark Veil. It's to be able to not just cover off sight lines and be able to make rotations, but also just kind of manipulate that final circle in any way you want to. Whether you want to push a team, whether you want to avoid a team, even if you just want to annoy a team, it's so difficult with vision when you're trying to walk through that wall back and forth if it is not your Dark Veil. So Catalyst's going to be very important as well, and I'm sure we'll still see plenty of her.
Finally, we're back.
Full start this time. The ALGS is back, everybody. Game 1, you can see it. The players are already falling out of the dropship. And one thing that we did, interestingly, you noted down, it seems like no contest between 40% worse down on that south side. So it seems like a little bit of a split has gone down. And again, a little bit of a change to the lobby, right? We've seen teams contesting, and all of a sudden we're in.
No, Cyber Kitties is Ranches, Zanya, and another
More
guy.
scared than they were previously. So you can see 40% worse on your screen right now. They are comfortable with their POI.
Yeah,
Back to seeing them land.
Greedy, trying to spread themselves between
Hopefully
Echo
there's
and
no
Coastal, and
restart.
maybe
Another
just
P20. Hey, they had a
also the 40%
P22.
was a very good fighting team. I remember seeing Shiv's team take a lot of early scraps in previous ALGS seasons, so quite right to avoid them off the drop. But suddenly my eye line goes elsewhere. What's going to happen at checkpoint?
I'd really like to see.
Contest
Oh,
happening, and here it is at wall. It's VQ versus Red Dragon.
Yeah, Red Dragon going in, VQ going to be already with Kings down, so it doesn't look like maybe there is actually.
they have
a trade
one
going
down
on. So
each.
this contest, which has been going on in scrims for weeks and weeks and weeks. Well, it's not finishing here in the Pro League as well. Kashira gets a little bit of damage, but do they have the man advantage? You would imagine.
What
so
a
from the front, and
dumb
then both
peek.
quite
What?
happy to double push this door down. It seems like they do.
What?
have
Why are they
advantage.
throwing?
4 seconds till that Q's back on Conduit as well to get those shields back.
I was about to say, here it is.
Why are you guys throwing?
Saves, but not quite quick enough, and now suddenly it's going to be advantage to RD. They have a 2 versus 1, and they should be able to finish.
1v1?
Can they? As
Oh, but he has full armor with Conduit.
Kashira trying to escape, trying to use those knockdown shields, but he's not going to be able to do it. And one team to watch who's made.
Why was he
big
throwing?
changes over the offseason.
Why did he
We thought
throw?
he'd be a contender. Won't get to play too much Apex Legends in game number 1. It's going to be Red Dragon
What?
who come out on top, and VQ, they're going to have to just take a little nap here.
I can't hate him too much. He's Portuguese.
Yeah, that's a shame for Vamos Correa, who will go.
We gotta
down,
take
but
what we can
this is
get.
Checkpoint, and these are the 2 teams, Stay Healthy and Mind, who have been able to split checkpoint quite well. And now this is going to be an elongated early fight.
I
this is gonna be
don't
good
have
news
anything,
for the
I
likes
guess.
of Outplayed
That's why I
and
hate him.
Hands Off, who are
Okay,
just
dude.
nearby, and they're going to be able to hear all this commotion going down. for
You love
quite a
Portuguese
while, by the
streamers.
way.
Stop
So
it.
that will either A, allow them to third party if they fancy it, or they can make a more comfortable rotation
That was
around
like-
checkpoint and avoid.
Why
those
was he
teams who
holding the
usually
door
be
like
rotating
that?
with them.
Yeah, obviously it's gonna.
Looks like both
The
teams
door
have
is gonna
decided to,
open.
well, stay healthy.
If you clicked it and he leaves.
That's all I'm going to
It's-
say on that one. They decide to split the loot pool and decide
That
to
was
move
that
into the
Conduit
rotations.
didn't
Speaking
play
of
very
which,
well
we do
either.
have a little bit of an indication of where this
Okay,
is
I'm not.
gonna be going.
First of all, I will judge plays not because I'm better, but because I have the advantage of just spectating and I'm not in it in the
On
moment.
the south side, we can also see one team who's stacking up on loot. and that's
Okay,
gonna be 40.
I don't know why that Conduit shot at the horizon in the middle of the room where she had no cover.
Quite important that Redragon won that fight as well on wall, because they now have
There was
a
no way
console
she
they
was,
can just have a little
like-
look at, say, all right, well, we know we've got to move quite some way, but
It's not a very good
all the northern teams are going to be moving fast.
play
So
there.
I imagine Redragon will be one of the last teams to rotate in, and they'll just focus on.
I feel like it
making sure
wasn't
they
going how they
rotate
planned
accordingly.
it,
As
so
for,
they kind of scrambled
Shiv and
around a
Rest
little
are
bit
40% worse. They'll be
without
making
knowing
their
what to
way
do.
Barometer now, quite an easy rotation from Coastal
Really?
Camp, and they
I
will
feel
have
like that was the big
indication
issue
of what's
there.
going to be going down. They had a survey beacon, but unfortunately, no chance to use it for them. So no ring console, but I think they were able to see where everyone was going.
All right.
Man, he had every single thing decked out in purple on that scale
2
as
blues
well,
and a
so
white. Not
that's
too
actually
bad.
possibly wishful, but Zerafa is probably thinking, hey,
I don't see them getting a lot of damage at the moment here.
would be quite nice. Elsewhere, you can see they've got the long distance weapons to do a little bit of poke damage and get Zeri at least up to a blue pretty quickly. But
Yeah.
it's a great spot to play if the zone pulls to this side of Barometer.
Oh, why are we not seeing Alliance fight? Alliance just fought.
Sometimes as well, the height is obviously.
Why are we not seeing that? Why does it sound? Why does it sound weird? The repeater does not sound like that. Why? Why is the audio weird?
That's where legend composition can really come into it in those final
We have a team
circles.
still looting here. They're being sort of held.
Scenarios, as you can see, all of like the
2 whites. You definitely don't want to fight with that.
for teams to start making their move, and we're already seeing lots of Horizon, lots of Bangalore, even
There's like 4 teams fighting, and we're watching these guys rotate. Why?
A great legend to
Dude.
use and also have that ability to hit those as well.
I remember what your name was. Start with an M.
Well, Mark, we are going to see a lot of 30.
Yeah, it wasn't sore. Like the other day, just after the stream, you just came to me. What's up, by the way, Anirudh? How's it going?
Now, R99 still very strong, but
Can you mute the casters and cast yourself? Put on a suit and stuff? No, because look at 2. Yep.
start to see a lot more SMG variety. And not
Indeed. I remember. I was like sword wasn't like, I don't know. Yeah, I got it. I like to hear the casters because it doesn't get too quiet. Dude, why do these people not have the sword? They need to pick up the sword. I don't think it was even all. I think it was just an A, period, and Malha. Yeah, I don't think you had your first name.
An impressive rotation from them as well, moving from command center, getting all the way to Barometer and finding a hot spot, as it were, but potentially a fight that could be happening over here. 2 teams certainly posturing up.
Okay, the climbing is not going well. Didn't take the parkour lessons, I see. They definitely have the armor advantage here. And the height advantage.
They are going to have to move once this circle comes in.
A gold, 2 blues. There's a couple spots in the roof where you can see. You see? What? What?
Yeah, slowing him down a lot, but trying to get in, and oh my god,
What?
there's just so many bots and fences everywhere, but now they burst out and it's like a surprise.
What? They patched it without saying.
Hanzo has gone down. He was the player who was trying.
That's not even fair.
No days off have the numbers advantage. Can they take?
No, you used to be able to shoot through that. It's a gap on the roof.
It looks like this is a pretty isolated fight.
It's a gap. They must have patched it or something. Because it should have hit. You used to be able to hit.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams nearby. They
What?
can probably hear this going down. Aftermath and Outplayed, but they're in positions that are arguably better than this one, so there's no reason for them to move in. So as you say, still a pretty isolated.
It's like that meme. Have you heard of it? You probably heard of it. Shot 1 to 5. It clearly missed.
This should encourage the other team to
Yeah, missed due to recoil. Didn't register because you're already dead. Know that one?
More combat vibes. Hanzo every time I hear that name.
Okay, that's not too bad for him. He spawns with his weapons and shield.
The lobby right now, but you're right. The mobile respawn is going to be in the backpack, which means they can get him back in. And now the push is coming in that they see that.
Are they out of shields or something? No,
Might
okay.
become a 3v3 if Hanzo can get back inside of this building. And just a reminder as well, dropping out the dropship now, you're going to have that armor that you had previously. You're also going to have the weapons, not the attachments, but you
Can
he?
he? He can. Oh my god.
Big change compared to when we last saw ALGS
Nice.
and back at the championship. So it meant that they could get back up to full strength here, LVH, and they didn't take the fight.
Oh, this is
We
new.
saw that there was the potential for no days off to say, all right, well, let's try and push the 2. But
Doesn't
as soon as
sound
that
funny.
respawn has
All
come
right,
through,
dude.
you know then there is a player who's coming back with weapons to actually deal some damage. So great for the respawn beacon to be available for LVH.
Did they really fix that without saying anything? That's
banner,
weird.
So now they can just restart their game. So still 18
That's really
spots.
weird.
There's full English moving in as well. You can see Alliance on the horizon as well, just to the north of them, as all of these.
Ooh, we got a Craver here.
But one thing that might stop people is a
Craver. Okay.
Run it up, buddy. Pull that trigger. Let's see some skulls being
You would have killed that guy. I guess he didn't do it because he probably wouldn't have gotten the thirst.
And they're more than happy in this position, I will say. So the circle, even though it is still looking like it's going to head further towards Barometer, there is a chance it could pull a little bit southwest and actually would end up really well for the teams like Aftermath, who have already positioned themselves.
I guess he didn't want people to know he had the Craver or something. I don't know.
Barometer being where we're going to be positioning ourselves.
Probably doesn't want to waste the Craver shots as well.
18 squads alive. It is always fascinating to me, Dan, for everyone at home to watch scrims for months and there'll be 7 teams alive as Zone 3 starts to close.
Yeah, because scrims don't really matter. Yeah, they're practice, but there's really nothing there. So you'll see people throw and play stupid. Here it actually matters. You're playing for points, for money, for a chance at LAN.
With so many playable areas is allowing this in our game number 1. Everyone can find a rotation. Everybody can find their way in towards an endgame. And I think it's going to set us up for one of those crazy Zone 4s where the zone pull might surprise a few people, but we're going to see teams forced to be funneled and fight.
Well, the names are so bugged, it's crazy.
Last team to move from the north as we expected.
And what is that?
From the kind of eastern side, Stay Healthy are going to be moving in with a circle. They're the
so
only
buggy.
squad who are outside of this circle at the moment, and we had a
Everything's so
brief
buggy,
overlook
dude.
of just how congested some of the areas in Barometer are. But it's not all going to be in central Barometer. There's a lot of teams that are spread out. They've taken buildings, the only buildings that were available.
It's
to
just,
them when
does
they
he
made
actually
their
want to
rotation.
hit?
But this next circle is going to be a big one for those who
Okay.
don't have the information to give them an idea of where it's going to be pulling.
And the only thing that say
Is he trying to level up his armor?
The Craver bullets are a little bit heavy, even though the gun is very, very strong. You've got
Don't say that, bro. That's a bad word at first.
140 though is certainly going to help in leveling up that Evo shield here for Jukes. You can see he's only 37 damage off. And
Oh yeah, I used to check him more before. Yeah, because that's where donos would go through, but not anymore.
Can they find someone to play?
Yeah,
set it
the
up
evac towers
definitely.
are dropping, but Redragon unfortunately not able to really get anywhere with them.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make sure they group
been
together
there
at
ever
this
since.
point. But it's going to be an interesting rotation for a lot of
It's
squads,
Clara.
that's for sure.
True.
But at the moment, everyone's going to be
Was
starting
Clara.
to head towards this southwest area. So the circle has pulled slightly away from Barometer.
I mean,
to
you
the
know,
west.
it's kind of like
So those teams who are on the southeast side,
you
are
check
gonna
it, why
have to
not?
move. The likes of 2 rats, 1 controller, 40% worse. They're in the danger zones for me because they're going to have to push through all these teams that are in the center side of Barometer, and they're going to be able
Of course
to
I
hold the
know
line with
Clara.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough zone.
Kidding
for
me?
Those teams, like you mentioned, they're all gonna have
Dude,
to
I let Clara use my PC earlier.
in the open. No
Must
buildings
have-
inside of the zone.
Clara!
Aftermath might have like a little skinny corner to play in potentially, but you would imagine the bridge is going to become a pretty primary position, but difficult to hold down.
Do you guys ever get that bug where you can see people's health through
August and Hungary, they've realized that maybe their position isn't great. They
through
need
the
to start
walls?
fighting, they need to clear the way and pick up some KP.
Yeah, August and Hungary have a slightly more comfortable rotation just because they're the only team here on this
Ooh,
southern side.
Zerifer. That's not Zerifer. Is that Zerifer? I don't know. It says that's Zerifer, but it says Orgless and Hungry, and it says I'm spectating Unlucky. Dude, this whole stream is so bugged.
Especially with that zone pool to have to make decisions on how they want to try and approach it. You can see at the moment that, you know, 40% words they're trying to pick up a few.
Like now I'm not watching Unlucky. Now I'm watching Rofito. Rofito. I don't even know.
Yeah, excuse me, that was 40% worse on our screen, who were having a little bit of a struggle. August and Hungary are fine as a 3 on the southern side.
They won't perma-ban me. They know me.
Trying to make their move and trying to survive, and is also
They can't ban me for saying the truth. See? Why are the name tags so wrong? Streamed is all bugged. Lol, still. This guy's gonna die. Unless it's friendly bangled. It was not. Oh, he almost died. Damn, got that bad off just in time. Half a second and he would have died. Ooh. Nice wipe from Alliance. They're not really looting much. Are they afraid to lose their spot? No. We got a red team chilling under there with a bunch of death boxes and armors on the ground. Ready for the armor swap? No, dude, they know me. Okay. They know me, dude. I once typed that guy was one shot and my message didn't go through because you can't say the word shot. At least you couldn't before. I think now you can. So. Before you can even say you got one clipped. Couldn't say that either. Ooh! Oh! Have they done enough 2v1? Oh, oh, that hipfire is, it's got a hit. It just wasn't enough. Really close though. Flash is actually one shot. He definitely won't be able to. Will he? But at least Flash is going to be healthy and well, and they should be able to get. Oh, we can in that little corner. He has to move now. Won't be able to get the other res. If he gets hit by his zone, he's gonna die. Means they can pop the meds so they don't die to the zone, but also move with a little bit extra HP, so they do get one player back. Can the other player crawl? The zone was moving really slow. He should be able to crawl if he wasn't thirsted. Trying to chip away at those shields, but 07 who were in Barometer, they've taken that bridge position I was mentioning. And now this is where a lot of Bangalore still. Nice. A lot of digits as well. Oh. Interesting horizon? Oh, this is such an awkward fight. 07 should be able to win though, as the other team is like stuck in a corner more. Oh no! The nade. Well, at least they squad wiped and got a few KP.
That was perfect for Alliance. As they crossed the bridge, they saw all the pushes happening. They saw what
I mean, that other team didn't have much of a chance, to be honest.
There was enough damage done to 07 that
they were definitely not going to coexist there.
On the end, so now suddenly we're down to just 6 squads, just like that. Alliance, Infinite, outplayed.
Ooh, this team has such a good spot and so. Is there anyone behind them in the house? There is.
On that western side, right at the start of this game, they've been able to slowly.
I mean, the only problem will be the house team.
Into arguably some of the best positions.
If it's timed wrong. Oh. Damn, they're gonna be able to get the rest there. Oh, one more. From the sky. From the sky. The majority of the shields. There's the cleanup crew coming in for Alliance. 8 seconds till the zone starts to move though. Alliance are gonna have to keep moving here. That solo is gonna fuck them up more than it should. Funny thing as well, I don't think they said it in patch notes, if I remember correctly. That oh, that was a big bangle for him. 120 damage there. And like 4 nades as well. He's dead. Holy shit. Focused by 2 teams. That was impossible. That was actually impossible. Yeah, they never said in the patch notes that, at least I don't think so, that the person will get rezzed even if you die as the ship is approaching.
Aftermath and Outplayed are going to be fighting. No Days Off and LVH going to be fighting on the other side. So big fights going down, and maybe we'll end up with a
Oh,
full 3v3.
the
We don't
house
know how
team
this
moved
happens.
above
Looks like teams just trying to
this
avoid the
LVH
right now,
team.
because it's very dangerous to take a fight at this point in the game, especially if you're in open area, and there is quite a lot of open area.
Right?
But look
No?
at everyone's
Okay.
managed to find a little nook and
Bad
cranny to
perspective
hide
then.
behind at the moment.
Yeah, this is an interesting
bad.
final circle, isn't it? 50 seconds left until the zone starts to close. You're starting to look across what teams
Ooh,
have the
1
wall that's
HP.
available, what teams are going to have the wall available, and I love this.
Or
play
are
from
they
coming from
above? I don't
LVH.
even
They
know.
want to clear this side of zone. They got some initial damage, but initial damage doesn't matter
No.
when you get shredded down. You get
Can they get the armor swap?
your back. And now LVH having made that initial call.
No, it's so low.
Are relying on
It's so low. No way.
So LVH, it was a smart play, it was a good play.
They lost that.
Now we see the final teams move in.
How? And the other team will get a full reset because these dudes are fighting. They will reset and be chilling.
Great damage from the Vault, and now we have 2 squads, but no Days Off. Now they move in.
Yeah, they got the armor swaps. Oh, it wasn't a full reset. Damn. Oh, God.
And now you have to feel this is going to be the end of the game.
Damn.
ANC Outplayed, who are your first champion here on Stormpoint.
They were a bit more confident than... I guess they were expecting this team to have struggled more. Because one of them ended up getting thirsted, the Bangalore, on the... I forgot their name. But no, they just armor swapped, went for the fight, but it was a 2v3.
Realizing that that was their opportunity to win the game, so they just had to go and try and capitalize on that damage. And unfortunately, the shield differential just allowed them to get in a position to clean up that 2v2. One Kraber bullet could have changed it though, Dan. We know that. One bullet there gets hit, and we have a different champion. But I mean,
maybe it would have been smarter, because they can see the kill feed. They don't know who is who. But I mean, they get an idea of how many have been knocked.
Yeah, no Days Off performing well from qualifiers.
Right? Maybe it would have been better to stay back because the zone was pulling to them regardless. No Days Off, yeah.
A lot of victories in their
The zone was pulling to No Days Off. And the range with the Kraber would have been nice. Instead of just trying to use it like that, like how he did, like while strafing on a rock. Yeah, bro, nice Brazilian English. Brazilian Portuguese. You know what that means? In Portuguese from Portugal. Very legal competition.
To page 2, we'll see a couple of teams.
Now very cool.
One team that is going to be notable is Vamo Cadet. Right at the bottom there, lost that contest over.
It is legal, true.
Going out early as well, but as we see,
as long as they get paid.
Still has some KP alongside it, and you can see.
From what I saw, it takes like half a year or so to get paid.
From Barometer all the way over to the west side kind of hurt them.
Is that bad? What? That it's legal?
Very different styles of play from a lot of teams. I mean, we've
oh,
kind of spoke about
Shiv's team didn't. 11.
What's better in the current meta? Is it better to play Edge? There was times where Alliance really benefited from playing Edge, where they were able to move in and pick up the pieces. But then eventually, it was a team who had really played zone.
Oh, Skira? She asked me to do a favor. Retrieve a package for her. Shut up.
To 6 in the matter of minutes at one point. But that's an amazing way to start off ALGS year 4
up,
with
dude.
Amir here.
Dude, Kira might even be my sister.
Taking home that first win. LVH,
you look similar, you know, the hair.
The end where you're just kind of like, I like this play, but the execution was lacking, right? That one team fight, they recognize if they win that team fight, they probably win the game. They got some initial damage done, but then they had to push the Watson team. And we always talk about compositions, why you play certain legends. With that gen down, it just elongated that fight. The shields just kept regenerating a little bit, and they weren't able to get the finishes on that initial damage that did come in. So that was kind of the game-defining fight, I would say, that lost LVH the game.
It's kind of weird that the Watson gen doesn't have sort of a not a cooldown, but sort of a cooldown. Like, for example, you take damage and it only starts regenning you, like, if you haven't taken damage in, like, 1 second.
Position themselves accordingly, and then
but no, it constantly regens you. Even if you're mid-fight getting cracked, it keeps regenning you. That's very weird.
But knockdown shields are going to be important.
It's very, very weird.
Got some way of protecting you so that you can get picked up. Because if you
it make more sense for it to be
not going to be able to get back into the game.
More powerful, like out of fights, than it is in fights at the moment. It's odd.
Is game 1 done and dusted? It's time for us to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere, everyone. The ALGS will continue here in EMEA. Game 2 just around the corner.
Dude, Alliance got so fucked there. This Alliance really didn't stand a chance. They were getting focused by like 2 teams at least. Really didn't stand a chance. Again, they got some KP before they died at least. So it wasn't like they didn't get any points. I think they actually got a good amount of kills. Watson just makes no sense, dude. Just makes no sense. Sorry, not sorry. Does anyone have the link for all the teams and points?
Give me money, give me money, give me money.
Tumbleweed, thank you so much for the tip. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tumbleweed. You preparing the fish that you caught? For real though, did you catch him?
Welcome back to the
Alliance has won before.
We are back with game 2. Rain Day and Gaskin on
Thank you, Mod.
The start of EMEA, and Dan, what a finish. We saw ANC outplayed a team, quite rightly, we have not spoken about enough, take the win in game number 1.
Well, that's one way to start.
Wait, why does he say thank you, Mod here?
Games and put your name on that map, and now we're going to be keeping an eye on Outplayed and how they move and how they rotate and whether they can make this a pattern or whether it was just a one-off.
Oh, I don't think. By the way, I don't think Alliance has won any LAN at all. So who has played before? Apex South and North. They've played before. Interesting. How did Moist do? Oh no, they're NA. They're in Canada. Yeah, never mind. Crazy Raccoon in second. Nice. Oh, Apex South. Let's see how Blackhand did. Did they play? Probably not. EMEA hasn't updated yet. Fair enough.
Always good to have longtime teammates that can support you.
Ooh, okay. Not a new team. I think a couple new players. Non-new team, non-new team, new team? Not a new team. Not new, not new, new? New. Not new, not new, not new. I don't know. Not new, not new, not new. Not new, I don't think.
Half of our games today in EMEA, but we go to where the storm
going for
is heaviest,
Pike?
right into the eye, as we kick off with, yes, another contest. And you had mentioned this is a big part of a few of the starts of this
They're
season.
big.
Teams fighting for
What?
space.
You can't eat them?
To Vamos Correr. looking to get that contest going their way this time around.
Yeah, last time they were about a millisecond away from the Conduit Q being able to help them in that fight. We'll have to see
Northern
whether they were able
Pike
to get
are
a
safe
fair
to
fight this
eat.
time,
They
but it
also
looks like maybe
they're also some of the
DSA
healthiest foods
well, that's
available.
one we're getting out of here. They can craft
benefits
the banner
of-
because they have the support legend to be able to do so. And
Oh,
we're able
damn.
to get the better of them this time.
The
and they
benefits
will
of
assert a little bit
consuming
more
Northern
dominance.
Pike are much greater than the risks of contaminant exposure. However, in certain locations, fish consumption notices have been an issue in the past for Northern Pike.
battle of looking to get your team together off of scrims into the real ALGS environment. It's 1-1 for these two
So it's
teams,
healthy
Red
but might
Dragon
kill
now
you?
gonna go back to the drawing board and see if they can take the edge before
I don't
heading
get
to
it.
World's Edge. As we transition over another fight between No Days Off.
Oh, that's cool.
And look at this.
That's nice. Wait, do they actually, one question though, do they actually like live fine after being caught? Doesn't the hook hurt them? Like, like can, you know, can they recover and live, you know, chill?
In those early games to get into that western position, but now are they going to be able to move quick enough?
That's
Fighting
nice, though.
Mind here at North Pad. That means Mind left checkpoint and instead moved over to North Pad. So that's an interesting
Oh,
decision.
poor guy.
Well,
Damn,
it's worked out
rip
for them
Sherbird's
as
team.
Mind will wipe out No Days Off. So No Days Off after an amazing match number
She wakes
one.
up
They
early
need to
'cause she
even
needs to
qualify
feed a lot
into
of
Pro League.
cats.
Suddenly they then get
Dude.
briefed at North Pad, and Mind have said, you know what? We're not
No
gonna do
joke,
any easy games.
I'm
We're
so
not gonna do
glad.
any
Okay.
easy looting paths. Instead, we'll take
We
the
have
fight
3
to-
cats, but it's me and my mom that take care of them mostly, okay?
That 18-year-old prowess.
My dad might give them food once in a while or something, but yeah.
Total points. I think they
And when my mom was sick, it was so...
why they're sitting at about 4th place overall
It's...
on the lot.
there's so much to do.
Obviously, members of
You know, you have to clean their litter box.
really nicely in
Uh,
just getting those kills early on.
You have to switch the litter if, you know, it's been used for a few days.
Feel out how this lobby is going to move.
Always gotta make sure that
You mentioned playing a little safer, rotating early, but
they've gone outside, because a couple of them don't want to use the litter box. They prefer to go to the
I'm
garden.
interested to see where Cold move here because they were one of
know.
the teams who had ring console available to them at their drop.
And
as
thank
well
God
as
it's not the
full
summer.
English, and actually
The
they're
summer
both
we have to
in the
put
same
fucking
spot, so both teams
sun
after seeing where the
screen
circle is
on
going
them.
to be going,
Sun
and they
sunscreen?
wanna be holding this
Is that
northern
that's
side
the
over
word, right?
towards checkpoint, but it looks like there's going to be plenty of teams here.
Put it
to
on the
try and
ears,
just inflict
since
some
they're so
damage as they
white.
dropped. Full English and Cold taking the fight, but
They'll
also
get
2-on-1
us
C in
sun.
the vicinity too.
The ears will get sunburned,
Extended mag on the triple take, but one of my favorite weapons.
and
this
they'll get
season by
skin
far.
cancer.
So effective in that
Yep.
mid to close range as well.
I don't
being
want
able
a
to
cat.
cover from long range.
Some places the fish get caught a lot, and their mouths can get pretty messed up. But most of the time they're fine. Oh yeah.
Securing the backside of a door as they
I
look for another
mean,
engagement. You see noises there.
after you get caught a couple of times, you think that they would learn,
Create it, but Cole just gonna sit
right?
an ultimate accelerant. Make sure that catalyst wall is ready to go.
They're like, ooh, worm. Oh no, I got caught.
FPS.
Oh, it put me back. Nice. Another chance at life.
This Pro League and
Ooh, worm.
Yes, with us as well, Dan. He's a multi-talented threat. He's looking to get a few kills though.
Come on now.
Yeah, whilst we were able to spend more time with him,
At one point you're asking for it.
He wants to play. He
If
wants
you
to
keep
compete.
falling for the
He's
trick.
ready to retire and join us on the desk.
Have to
just
do that
there.
to our dogs.
See whether he
Yeah.
can make his way to land.
Isn't that crazy?
Again, it all starts here in the early days here. of
I never
Pro League.
knew you like
Consistency, you have to be gelling as a squad.
you have to
As
do
there's
that
commotion going down underneath checkpoint actually.
to animals. I thought, you know, they have a little fur in it.
And they are staying healthy. They're a player up right now.
Nice shots from the vault. Though pushing it
Oh.
for the knockdown shield.
Oh my god, that fight lasted way longer than it should
That's
have.
another 3 kills. Mind going down after that early engagement with no days off.
How did that Horizon take so long to kill? What were the other guys doing?
Just that. But they're not alone.
Like
Infinite
what?
Coming around the corner as well. Will they be a part of this?
Ooh, that guy got
Will they come
lasered.
down from the top?
Clutch bangled.
JW to maybe have that
TBH.
catalyst wall close. Tyler FPS
So they're
does.
dumb? What, fish?
Bangalore ultimate.
I mean, probably, to be
Finding
honest.
the exact moment to push. You might give up a little bit,
Damn,
but you can
nice
disregard.
Havoc aim.
Staying patient and
Dude.
keeping height.
And it looks like the circle is going to be kind of heading the northwestern side of the middle of the map, if that makes any sense to you. A lot of checkpoint goers in at the moment, and a lot of teams going to be moving there nice and early, as again SH are going to be having a look over towards another team, and it's going to be Plenty of teams just trying to escape the fire that's happening from the
Stay
high
Healthy
ground.
is having a really hard time staying healthy.
Southern teams, you have to fight your
A
way
really
up.
hard time.
Can often be so
They're getting
detrimental
shot
if you
a
take the
lot.
fight too early, because then other teams
They
get
just
involved
gotta,
and you're just left
yeah,
with
they're doing good
nothing
now.
to be
This
able
is
to
this
do.
is a shit house to
Sometimes you wanna
hold.
try and go unnoticed, you
It's
wanna try and
awful,
creep through to find a position,
but
utilize the
at
legends
least
that are
they're
available.
stabilizing a little bit and not walking
That's great. Then
in
that
the
can
middle of
help
the
push the teams
open where they're gonna get shot by like 5 teams.
Even in terms of adjusting
So.
areas in Storm Point, the developers mentioned making things have a little
Is
bit more
that
clarity for
40% better? Yeah, it is. Fuck, Monday got knocked.
changes right now, though.
Zerfer got knocked.
Wide of a
Where is
thought
Shiv?
process. We need to focus right in on Fricks and that R99.
Shiv's
People say
running
it's still
away.
well, at least enough for Fricks to get the job done with an L-Star as well.
Damn.
Bullets
What
straight into the
happened? Don't
bodies
they
of
have
his enemies.
Catalyst?
Seems like that has stayed consistent for Fricks and ExoClan.
Yeah, they should have held the building way better, no?
And reset with a Phoenix kit.
What happened there?
Yeah, 40% worse, losing 2, and the final player, which I think
No
is
way.
Shiv, is going to be retreating just to try and stay alive and maybe rat out for some placement. Now, circle
So
information will be given to
little
everyone
weird.
who didn't get ring console, and those teams who are on the southern side are going to get the unfortunate news that they are going to have to head north.
I mean, it has to be hard being like, you know, an animal in the wild. You don't have a human to feed you. I mean, you're free, but
from other teams, we've got a couple who aren't quite a full healthy 3.
free to die as well.
Starting off in any type of split. they're always gonna have
Now
a
I gotta
bit of
catch all the
consistency.
fish
You can see that in
to
game
give them
2.
food
Game 1
and a good
certainly
life.
played to our expectations, a little bit slower, 19 squads alive for quite a bit of time. We've already lost a couple here. And it seems like people have been very willing to go to the engagements. I think, Dan, that's also a part of the circle.
Take the zip! Take the zip! It's not a trap! Take the zip! Take it!
For a lot of teams to have to rush plays.
Ooh, every
versus being
time.
able to just kind of slowly but surely
Chat.
make their way.
Interesting how they keep deleting messages. Where's the freedom of speech at?
Towards why we're seeing teams getting a little more
I love it.
aggressive,
Every time there's ALGS, there's someone saying
but
that.
squads as well.
It's so fun.
07, you can see multiple opportunities for teams to say, hey, we feel confident with
This
the
is
teams
not
that we
07.
made this last split. We want to put them to the test because we believe in ourselves.
This is...
No one banking on station as well, so this
Yeah.
is suggesting a very hard
This
pull
is,
up
vamos
towards checkpoints
crer.
surrounding areas, and that is very
Why is
difficult
that a
for teams
name?
moving in late, Rain Day, because we've got like what,
Is that an
5
expression
chokes
in
around
Portuguese that
checkpoint
I'm
you've
just
got to go and
missing?
move through. There's no easy passage
I don't get it.
really
There's a
into this
team in that
game.
house.
You end up getting through
By the
the
way,
first
don't
level
go there.
where you're going to be griefed by those who are above
Come
you.
on,
Or,
guys.
as Vamos Querer have found, they made it to the low ground, but then there was already a team with them, and you just don't have the room to play. Sure,
Dude,
there's
okay.
plenty of pillars
One last thing about
behind you,
animals.
constantly on the run,
I am
and you
this
never really
close.
know when you might
This,
run into
you see,
another
you see, like a little
The
bit.
difficulty
This
here,
close
you're
to
going see
never
them
logging
as
on Twitter ever again.
round 2 begins to close.
Every time I go there,
It is a
I
long
see
way from home.
people dying,
Clan elements,
animals dying,
like Alliance,
dead animals, dead people.
outskirts actually
Eh,
flying over
Dude,
right now, and you can see
no matter how many accounts I've blocked,
with Alliance about to take in. These are the ones
it just,
called the
how many, I'm not interested in this post, I'm not interested in that.
Apex and EMEA so
I
far.
keep seeing it.
Fight. Hockey's already losing most of the blue shield, 75.
Like, I just want to go there,
Walls.
see some cute cats sleeping, or doing funny stuff, or cool game memes or whatever. That's all I want to see. Okay, I just want to see funny shit, not death. Oh, and don't get me wrong. The other day, someone was like, dude, Kat Dennings is so pretty, definitely my celebrity crush. And I was like, oh, Kat Dennings, I've seen her in Two Broke Girls. Let's go to the comment section so I can see if, you know, someone else has watched it as well. That, like, surely.
So good at if they do win that fight. LVH
I scrolled down just once, I saw a woman's boobs and her private area down below, just on full display.
for the rotations in the
No, one hair in sight as well, if you guys want to know.
some of these teams.
That was just-
07 ANC outplayed, running in front of them, behind them still. Aftermath as a duo. Yuki keeping eyes
Like,
in the back of his head and in front as he takes on the role of that.
That's it.
60 extra health over to Hockeys, which uses it
On Twitter now, it's just dead beings and naked people.
Does look to be maybe on the outskirts of that one. Only 2 alive and some
That's
damage
it.
already taken.
Yeah, this is a tough one for Alliance because they know if they get involved, there's the potential of the team that they were already fighting behind them could then suddenly join them in that skirmish. And this western side isn't a fun area to take because I spoke about those choke points.
I really hate it.
It has quite a large choke point, one of the bigger ones.
It was not like this before the Elmo guy took over. It really wasn't.
Here on this west side, so it's not going to be an easy task.
ANC outplayed split in between Alliance and
Yeah, Twitter is just so shit right now.
Effect finally hitting a couple of shots.
The comment section is bad, the posts are bad, everything's bad. Like, you see some funny shit every once in a while, but
over the course of the season, but maybe
is it worth it?
responsibility. Yuki also on the conduit. We know of him as a 1v1 star, but that character
Is it really worth it?
needs to be keeping an eye on her teammates at all times. So as much as they've stayed the same, taking on some different roles and responsibilities this season, Alliance, maybe a sign of growth, maybe a sign of what was missing in terms of getting over that ultimate hump and claiming a championship.
The naked ladies don't have OnlyFans in the comments. They just post a picture.
It just gives you that extra option of a little bit of oomph, a little bit of just firepower that you need in those 3v3 engagements.
It's like, oh, rip to this musician. It's like, oh, I would have killed him with my tits too.
The circle's going to be heading towards, and they were really holding this choke. There's a lot of smoke that's gone down, and Naga's fallen.
It's like the weirdest comments. Okay, you see the weirdest shit. Things that shouldn't be there. I don't want to see naked people. I'm sorry. It's like, it's not the content that I go. It's on Twitter for. I don't say.
So feeling confident, it's still a 2v2, trying to get that res.
3v2 actually, and they're cracked, so that's not gonna go well.
18 squads remain as round 3 starts to close. This is not what we were seeing in
Oh, that's gonna be funny when the smoke goes away.
Find those positions,
We're gonna get shot so hard.
Rotates, as now we're starting to see the kill feed start to light up a little bit. VQ have lost one, so Dell's gone down.
Oh, that nade was so good, and it could have done so much, but it didn't.
Oh man.
It didn't do it. Oh, he's shooting his teammate there. Nice. Even though his teammate wasn't in front of them on his screen.
Yuki in effect, they've made a name for themselves in such a different way.
Wow, I can't believe they're not getting shot. That's amazing. It's really lucky for them that all the teams decided to focus bridge.
One begins to pull, and you're right, they just back off. I mean, is that
Alright, dudes.
the play that a lot of teams are doing here?
You guys ever seen the Jackass movies? There's this very short guy that in one of the funny things, I guess you could call it, was a really fat lady that jumped on top of him. And just watching that made me, dude, struggle to breathe. Like, just covered. Ooh, a Kraber. Can we see a headshot? Oh, we cannot. He whiffed. He whiffed. This is gonna be such a tough rotation here. If they go this way, they're gonna find like 5 teams. If they go the other way, they're gonna find the remaining 4 teams. That's gonna be a struggle. It'd honestly be better to go the water side. Ooh, no, they're dead now. Yeah, this place is impossible to play in. This place is literally impossible. It's death. Actual death. Yeah, I watched Jackass way too young. Oh, there was 2 Krabers in the game. Oh, where is this team going? 0-0 is dead. I don't know why he went there. Poor decision. What was he looking for? What was he looking for there that he thought he would find? Like, I don't know.
as we pulled back wide and revealed they were the
I
ones
think it was like, no, dude, go this way. We're dead if we go the other way. Like, no, dude, what are you doing? You don't go that way, you go this way.
Primetime position, now LV
This guy is also dead. He has one syringe.
Yeah, so E6, Infinite, Red Dragon, 07 there.
He's gonna walk up to a team, try to sneak in there from behind. Oh! Damn. He did die, but he griefed the Element 6 like crazy by killing K Sweeney, basically. What a grief. Who knew a little rat could do so much damage? Oh, he was not aware. But he has Conduit. Yes, Conduit helping him. Oh. 2v2. 2v2. Oh no, effect is cracked. Oh, rip. I don't know, to be honest. They got laser like crazy. Yeah, really laser there. Holy shit. Well, they're dead now. Or not. Jukes is... Wow. What a great Bangalore ult to stop the push there. Beautiful, really. The Bang is one shot. He needs a Kraber shot to do something. He needs a Kraber shot. Nope. There's one more, a Bangalore. They gotta play together. Nice. Damn, alright. Wow, what is happening? Can't believe they won that. That was good though. That was good. That was a great Bangalore ult to really fuck them up on the push there. That was really good.
The fact that they weren't able to win that
Nice.
fight because they got griefed by Red Dragon, it was a massive one against LVH on that western side. Those two teams were kind of posturing
That's...
up against
Oh,
each
who's
other
that?
for quite some time. And the fact that
Well, that was an accident, I guess. Overhost the thing.
Winning fight. And you know what's so curious about it too, we saw them have a moment against Alliance, but we also saw really, I think, some of the questions that we stated at the beginning get answered. LVH, a lot to prove. Will they end up performing, especially on their debut, as somebody who's worthy of contending for Europe or EMEA in total? Yes.
Damn, a lot of kills though. Look, E6 with 10 kills, LVH with 7 kills, Red Dragon with 8.
A 10 points total.
That is a lot of kills.
But overall, just a great tactical game. They're even tied with
Red Dragon kind of fucked up on that push there, but like,
yeah,
8 kills though.
kills that we've seen from teams on both sides of the circle.
E6 ended up in 5th and somehow like 3rd in points for this match.
I love the way Alliance played that game. It was
God
so
damn.
intelligent, but unfortunately for them, when they
Bangalore nerfs incoming. Yeah, soon everyone will be able to see through Bangalore smoke except the Bangalore. That's smoked.
But they still had a very successful one. And then a few teams who really struggled.
Oh wait, that's already a thing.
Who again just couldn't quite get going, whether that be down to a poor rotation, maybe they didn't get ring console information early enough, so they just had to move on a whim. But there was also a couple of teams who lost in those early fights.
No. Bangalore ult doesn't stun or damage. It is just a suggestion.
From checkpoint, and it's no days off who go from
It's just there.
an incredible game 1 to then 0 points in game 2.
It is unfortunate to start so well and then have that, but I would rather start really well, I think.
Well, 40% worse is doing not very good.
Game 2, than have a game 1 where
Not very good.
Chance to play. To me, that just
Not a lot of points. In the first game, the rotation really fucked them up. You know, below barometer. They got pretty focused there. And then in the second game, I guess they couldn't hold off the team that was pushing them.
In just 2 games, teams we've expected to play well,
So
teams that we have challenged to step up to the plate have taken on the challenge. LVH specifically, Jay Hanzo, Lifen, the winners of this game. Lifen carrying the kill load and the damage load as well.
I missed Malra's message earlier about Apex having swords.
Has really played a vital part in not just early fights, but some of these late
Bad streamer.
as well. having a player who's aware of when they need to hit that cube, when you need to shield your teammates, is going to be massive moving forward in this year of ALGS.
Well, that's why also when you
Imagine having the Buster Sword in competitive. That would be fun.
They fit a little bit better with their play style of keeping an eye on the team. Yes, being aggressive, but not necessarily being the #1 damage dealer on their squad most of the time in terms of who you would put in a 1v1. Yet Yuki does have that role. So it's also very interesting as we watch this season and this meta develop, which role Catalyst and which player, excuse me, Conduit actually fits best with. So far, only 2 games to go by. We'll continue to keep track of that as well.
Vamos querer. They're gonna want points. That's what they're gonna want.
Right behind them, Red Dragon, Infinite, and Alliance in a 3-way tie with 20 points all the way.
Holy shit.
And then again, teams on the bottom half, Dan, trying to desperately get their way back up in game 3.
And just a final note on the Conduit, I love that you've picked up on that, and play styles and who should be playing Conduit as well, because there are 2 approaches. You can give it to a support player who's going to be kind of at the back of the pack, who can see everything, but you can also put it on your most aggressive player as well, because you shield yourself as well as shielding a teammate, so it just allows you to have that extra little bit of shield in that fight, in that skirmish, and that's why we might see some of the teams who do like to have
Fuck Conduit. Can we all agree with that?
Gonna be exciting thing to unfold.
Okay, please don't call me a Conduit hater, even though it is true.
Right after the break, game 3 coming at you.
So annoying. What an annoying legend. Seriously. Oh, cracked her. No, you didn't. Stupid legend, dude. Follow us. Play Apex Esports on Twitch, YouTube. No, it was not. It was on Twitch. It was X, YouTube, and Instagram, I think. Dude, you know, it kind of sucks how late NA is for me. Because NA is like more fun to watch because there's always drama. You know, like, ooh, Zera Tricky and Panders got dropped from Furia, and now his Watson's back? How is that gonna go? Are they gonna play well? Especially with Madness? You know? Let's see. Ooh, is TSM gonna do good? Is Meat Lovers gonna contest TSM? I honestly don't know. I don't know which groups they are on. Up to 60 miles per hour. Wait, how much is that? 60 mph to km. It's 96. Oh. So me, that is like not even 50 kilos, I would just go with the wind, I guess. They could actually do a movie after I died like that, Gone with the Wind, but there's no romance, just tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that it was kind of west.
Wouldn't that be funny?
It was a difficult rotation, certainly for those on the northeast that still had to move quite some way. We saw the likes of Full English, who were on that far northern tip, moving very early. Same did Cold. They moved together, but then they were kind of griefed as they were arriving in Checkpoint. And Checkpoint is called Checkpoint for a reason, right? If you pass through Checkpoint, you have to.
Yeah, most countries tumbleweed. I think it's you guys in the US that use miles.
So a really interesting circle, but a difficult one.
Let me see, actually.
Yeah, certainly a little bit unpredictable.
What country uses
buildings just south of where Checkpoint is?
It's called Imperial System, right?
Teams who were playing Checkpoint, of course, just trying to think they weren't going to be able to get into a pro position and maybe playing for some kills of teams rotating in, but that pull away just through the choke and a little bit more towards downbeats than the cannon was a little bit of a deciding factor in who managed to end up controlling that side of zone. And I just give it a little bit of a shout out to Alliance. The way that they managed those fights with so many teams surrounding them, a lot of the time you would have seen teams overcommit.
US, Liberia, Myanmar. Some countries like Canada use the metric system as well as the Imperial system in other contexts.
skirmish. VQ.
Oh, he got the havoc. Oh,
Shred with the havoc as well.
oh,
Working in tandem with
but
the
he
conduit
kind
just
of
to make sure you get that gun
is
early on.
not doing
Yeah, Havoc is
good.
going to be a very good gun to find. To be honest,
No, you have shield. You have shield. Conway gave you shield.
and a little bit of extra ammo is sure
Conway gave you
to
shield.
be a pretty easy
Oh,
job.
you
We've seen
shield
this
to
before
heal.
when we've seen VQ in this fight, and it didn't go their way. So
below.
let's see if
First
they can
floor.
reach out and vamos after this one is done. and
Don't
dusted.
drop all
They have got
alone.
that initial knock, and they have the high ground, but can they be quick on collapsing now on the last player alive, which is going to be Kazakh?
Yeah, last time Red Dragon they just retreated as a 2, but the fact that they've been able to get 2 knocks now means that they really dominated this fight. So they may have lost it in match number 1, but they've turned it around.
Guys, you can't let him run away. Go all together.
Will be very happy about that.
You're just gonna let him go get away?
Lived through a few contests, or has Kashira throughout his time in the ALGS.
Really?
Often said.
Is
that he
there
was
anyone
targeted 'cause
around?
teams thought that they maybe could take advantage of their quick rotations. Well, they were able to win that fight and certainly get a nice little early engagement going in their favor. But again, it's going to be back up to a 2 for Red Dragon, and they will be retreating. So even though they were able to get that initial knock, they
Oh,
weren't
it was
able
only
to solidify
2.
the full wipe.
No, only one that died. I thought they killed 2. Never mind, never mind. The brownies were good, but the thing is, I forgot to put parchment paper, so they kind of stick to the pen a little bit. I actually ate a bit of, like a slice, I guess you could call it, a piece earlier, when I went to get my tea. I always forget something when baking or cooking. I can never make anything perfect. I always mess something up. It's incredible, really. It's a talent. Okay, making the shawarma a little bit too much cinnamon. Making brownies, forgot the parchment paper. There's always something that doesn't go well.
We just need to buy you a compass now. We need to give you
Do you
one.
know what? I'm going to invent my own directional GPS, and everyone else is just going to... I'm not going to tell anyone else what it is, so therefore I can't be wrong.
I think onset GPS would really pop off.
Should
and
miss
I'd
me.
definitely buy
Can't
it.
miss you, dude. You're always here.
Said,
Like,
as the Red Dragons,
Takes you 8 hours to do 20-minute journeys.
a crazy really.
I'm like, aw, I wonder where Broad is. Wonder what he's doing. Right there.
Because they might come back to bite you. But
Please
also
don't
your
leave.
path can be very much harmed by that team who is then retreating.
I'm a
Also
small
looting
streamer.
if they
Please
retreat,
stay.
Depending on which way they go. But I think it's something we're seeing that's
Don't
very
burn.
different from
I did over bake them a little bit, the brownies. I don't mind it, to be honest. I was playing a TFT game.
Yeah, I think the conduit meta again is a contributing factor to that.
And I was a bit distracted.
Back in the game. I think if you win
but
the contest, you get those
it
knocks,
doesn't
you've
matter.
gotta be quick. You've
It was
gotta
like
finish it. Otherwise,
cooking time was like 30 minutes. You cooked for like 35.
no
It's
days off.
okay.
They have their shields taken off. Good shots initially with
I don't
the
like them
fire
too,
retreats,
like,
but now they're gonna
wet
have to just
either.
Stay healthy and they're in a really good position as well as their zone does
After
look
this
like it's
verbal
gonna be
assault,
towards pylon.
please. Assault?
We do see, of course, here on
Come on, dude.
Yeah, Pylon, Echo.
Barely
Coast seems to be
tickled.
Where everyone's kind of heading at the moment. There's no days
What
off.
are you,
They've lost one.
sensitive?
It's whether the 2 remaining players can actually
See, now there's starting to be a verbal
It's not
assault.
something I like putting together, but it can work in the right hands, and you can see it's doing some flash damage there as
Yeah,
well.
no days off is dead.
That next knock. I think it's a 2v2 right now, but suddenly, just like that, wiped away on no
Their
days
positioning was kind of odd. The armor difference was too much.
Early after their early success in match
Yeah.
number 1.
And that fight is
Hobnobs right now,
I've
which
actually
is a
decided I need couple of
biscuit.
roller boys
Oh.
with me because they can get
Oh, a
that
question.
they can be a huge influence
If you
on
guys know how to bake, I have 1 kilo of corn flour.
Won by 07 and Passion.
And I googled what to do with it. I don't care, oh, you can make a cake, but it's gluten-free. I can eat gluten. Oh, they're both 1 HP, holy shit! Mataf and Kinda, actually 1 shot. Damn, and they made it. Wow. What do I do with corn flour? What is a good thing to do with it? Cornbread? Can you make cornbread with corn flour? Because I saw a lot of recipes and it was corn meal, which is slightly bigger corn. It's not like a flour.
Yeah, you can see this is former teammate against former teammates, right? Tyler has gone down.
Get his flower. You know? It's like, it's very thin.
At least delay this fight a little bit.
It's like a
By doing
powder.
so, you can see maybe with a knock coming in as well and a little bit of help from Alliance and Hackis up on that high ground.
I went online to check a couple of recipes, give me a few ideas, and it was all like, you can make gluten-free biscuits, you can make gluten-free pancakes, ooh, you can make gluten-free crepes. Alright.
To try and just restabilize a little
It is
bit.
August and hungry still.
Yes, August and hungry.
Fuck.
It's cold. Graceful taking a lot of damage and might have got knocked there as well.
Come on.
JMW is going to have all to do here.
Yeah.
As Matafe and Kinda, as a 2, will try and push in. First, they might get the banner.
Oh, let's see if they can get unlucky back in the game. Seems like Cold have been eliminated in the
Hell
meantime.
yeah!
That pick
Got
was
some
just gonna be
corn,
Alliance.
baby!
And one thing I love about Alliance and how they rotate to this zone is they do have the Trident available over on the northeast.
You know what's something that kind of sucks?
Landing spot that they have, they can get
I've
into these southern zones
seen,
pretty quickly just by going down.
a lot like in the US and UK, like sausage patties.
I believe it. I bet
And you can make like breakfast items with that, you know, you can make maybe a sausage muffin with eggs and cheese, or you can just eat that, you know, without it being in the muffin. But we don't really have sausage patties, or I don't even, and I don't think we have, unless I've never seen like sausage to make patties, 'cause they're never like that. That's something that sucks. I want to try some sausage patties, man.
And whilst we see all the commotion that's happening down in the southeast side of the map,
I'll try
still
it.
a thought to Mind and Vamokure and Red
Passion
Dragon,
is
who are
dead,
all
No
moving
Days
to the
Off are
north.
dead,
Again,
Cold
have to
is
arrive to the
dead.
party extremely late.
They're all dead.
Full English, they've moved pretty quickly.
40% worse is still alive. They're chilling in a building. Mind is all the way over here. Rotating, slow rotation. Vamskrir is also really far. Which, we back? Hello?
Lions have to say.
Hi. Hi. What was I saying? What did you guys hear? Yeah, Kashera is better with the zone when the zone pulls to them over when he has to rotate a lot. He struggles with rotations. What happened?
Could he even come that far?
Like I think my internet went down for a little bit because the stream also lagged. So.
By the way, try to group up more heavy. I'm gonna need it soon, okay? If there's from the powders.
Who the fuck was there in the middle of the ocean? What the fuck?
I'm gonna put the car in a better spot.
Group up where? On you?
They just drop them heavy somewhere, so I have extra.
Yeah, we're good now though. We back, baby.
I have charge.
Breakfast tacos with sausage patties. Yeah, see, I can't have that because we don't have sausage patties.
I mean, I can switch.
We don't have it.
I don't mind if it's taking it. It's all good.
Yeah,
How about I cut a sausage and mash it and make a patty with that? That sounds awful.
Finally, he came out.
Instead of fishing for fish, he was fishing for Wi-Fi. What speed is my Wi-Fi? I think 1 gigabyte up, 1 gigabyte down.
It's nice to get acquainted with them, but information-wise, Dan, not too much to say.
Yeah.
Except a spider was chasing one of them. That's
New
about the
contract,
information we
bitches.
get out of it. You've got to be careful with prowlers and spiders lurking on Storm Point.
And
that's
it's
for
only
sure.
like
This is where the action's going
€1
down,
more
though. You can see
expensive.
EXO at the moment
1 year and a
being
half.
Chased by LVH. LVH, who have already shown what a dominant force they are in
How much do you
3v3
pay?
engagements, so
Well,
need to be a
I
little
don't know how
careful.
much it is for just an. I mean, because we have a plan with TV and telephone, which we don't use because they don't give us the telephone. It's 40 a month, but I'm not the one that pays it alone.
And look, XOQ, they've seen this going on and decided, hey,
It's,
this is an opportunity to scarp a buy, and sometimes
yeah.
that's a good window of opportunity. You have to
Like
recognize
40-40 for the internet and TV.
start to poke at each other, you could use that to hit your rotate.
Nice flatline, fire. It's on roller.
You can see EXO
Right.
just lost a player on their rotation too, as Full English, they're down to 1.5 at the moment. Bryn gonna try and bat up. They've got at least a knockdown shield to work with, but now it's just noises.
Noises on his own as well. You can see the catwalk really
that's
causing some
awkward.
problems because
Why are these people fighting so weird?
and now he's decided
Feels like
to
they have no
pull a lever,
chemistry,
now
no
to go work and
comms,
see
no
if he can get
nothing.
over these rocks and get away because he recognized that that is
Like
not a
what?
good position for him to try and be in. He's going to be chased down though, and you can see that Famokea wants to try.
Oh yeah, we have like the phones here as well. But again, you have to pay a monthly fee if you want to have the phone.
Have the time to work with here, so
But they always put the phone plans in there.
they might be able to pick up some
Can't
extra
take it
KP on
out.
the way, as they already have done, as Noises
It's like
now
fiber
as Knight
internet.
will go down and Full English get eliminated.
But I don't have an
15
internet,
squads remaining, so
Ethernet
everyone
cable,
picking up
so
placement points
I use
left in the
Wi-Fi.
lobby now. And VQ can just kind of loot up for a little bit, but then they will have to start moving
Yeah.
to the southeast side. Now for EXO, who
definitely
we saw
don't get
earlier,
a
I believe that they
1
lost a player or two,
gigabyte.
and that's the downside sometimes of moving into the circle a little bit too soon.
Still good,
They
though.
get eliminated, but Alliance
I don't
also
mind
get
it.
eliminated.
As someone who
And we
once
see
had,
LVH and Outplayed still holding the
as someone who
side
once
of
had like
Yeah, one of these
200,
just for lines with the spotlight. It was great to get damage, but they were always going to be forced to take a fight at some point to force their way into zone. And with so many teams already
Dude,
inside of that zone, they were just going to take damage from too many angles, and it looks like that was exactly the case of what did go down. And elsewhere, you could see on the western side of things here, where
Hold
that
up.
zone is at the moment, that
I don't
ANC
say
Outplayed,
well.
they're still there, LVH is still there as well.
Kilobytes
Two teams
per
who
second.
already had a little taste of each other in our game number 1.
yeah, 200 kilobytes per second. I'm not joking. That's how slow it was. I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah, not only forced to retreat, but also forced to use that Dark Veil early. But there was obviously the kind of backup plan here. They knew they had the building and it was okay. We can poke, we can prod, but if anything gets hairy, we drop the ultimate and we
Something is
just
bugged.
retreat back to our building that we can work with. So that works out nicely for 07.
Why-
This isn't going to be a building
what's
that's going
this
to keep them
blinking?
alive for the entire game. They will still have to move southeast, but for now, they can stay there as other teams have kind of arrived and now landed above them. So it's going to be quite a sticky situation for them to try and get through.
Yeah, it's a really good evac from Red Dragon, and this is one of the new pieces of
I don't know
Dragon
about
that
that,
has
to
been
be
added
honest,
Storm Point.
but
Previously, that rotate was so rough. You had to kind
if I'm
of walk all
lucky.
the way uphill.
Yeah, I mean,
This way,
if
at
I'm
least
downloading
you've got a little bit
something,
of kind of a checkpoint,
it's
like
usually like 11
to
megabytes per second or something. For example, if I'm downloading a game on Steam,
without being completely shredded from
it's not.
teams who are just
It
holding
doesn't
the high
download
ground.
like
So
one. At least it
this
was. I haven't
a little
downloaded
bit premium position. You can
something
see
in a
right now
while.
they've managed to reset, and they should be safe to move in.
But it was like 200,
Well, the
and I only
circle
got
is gonna be
11 or
moving
something.
Very much to the southeast side of Devastated Coast. So those teams who committed
I
early
don't
are
know
going to be
what
in
it is
prime
now.
position. ALGS and Hungary, E6, 40% worse, 2R1C.
She has so much.
all
It's
looking
1
really good
kilo
squad
of
right now.
flour.
For everyone else who's outside,
Okay, what are you
they
gonna
have to either
what are you
take some
gonna
fights and
do?
look for
You
some
can't even
TP here,
feed
or
anyone
lose
with
soon.
1 kilo of
You
flour.
can be the last team to arrive as Liffin shreds for 180 and is just trying to get some extra knocks here
Oh.
and try and finish
Oh,
off this
such
team.
an awkward fight.
Yeah, the damage is done, but the problem is Hanzo has gone down, but it's not going to be enough to really turn this fight on its head. Viv's just going to get a pretty comfortable cleanup and res, but is anyone else in position to take advantage of this fight? You can see the 07, they're going to
Oh,
be
look.
the team who has to make the move. And
They're so
being
cozy in
held
that
out by Red
corner there,
Dragon,
you
they're being
see?
held out by Vamo Carrere, and you can also see the Aftermath are in the vicinity as well. So there's 3 or 4 teams here that have to move through.
Just eat the
and stay
flour
healthy.
dry.
Just
Won't
swing
that
out a
kill
little
you?
bit to their east to have a look if this fight goes down, and everyone has to scrap if they can pick up a couple of KP as well.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if only one
Was
team
not
survives
Reliance
from the
that asked
southwest
this
side,
time.
and it
That's actually a
might not even be a
surprise.
full 3 that survives, to be honest, with what's going to go down and the amount of bullets
That's
that are
probably
gonna be
giving
flying
up.
everywhere. It will entirely depend on whether people want to commit to trying to out-rotate one another, use the likes of evac towers to try and get up and above people, or whether they will
Imagine
just
not
look for
having a
KP,
Discord.
recognizing that this
I
is
used
too
to have
much
a
of difficult
Discord,
circle to
okay?
actually try and play
It
for.
was
On
dead.
the southwest side,
No one was
LVH
using it,
own that southwest side, but when
and
they
I
arrive at
couldn't be
circle,
bothered
they
to
can
have it
be briefed as well.
anymore.
So anyone who's not in the
So I
circle
just
right
shut
now is,
down.
in a tough spot for sure.
Alright. Sucks, but that's just the way it was.
Preoccupied with each other. Look at 07. They managed to sneak through the tunnel and now find themselves safe in the
Oh.
zone.
Oh no, it was too zoomed in. Why was it so zoomed in? We would have had it if it wasn't so zoomed in.
Could be a difference maker. Hinson goes down to try and keep it alive, but Nasky now just trying to dip, dodge, dive, duck to stay alive as best as he can. Remember, he ratted out to the top 3 in the previous game. Will get a chance to reset with the bat and has a knockdown shield to work with. Elsewhere, all those teams from that
They're so
northwest
popular
side
now.
fighting now. Red Dragon, Aftermath, stay healthy.
How was I actually?
And who's inside the zone again? Right deep inside of it. It's gonna be.
Oh, you're so ungrateful. That's not it.
Who are playing so
I did.
well today as a unit.
My channel did used to be more alive back in the day, but you know, can't all be extra popular all the time. Can't always be cool.
And you're in this northern fight because there's too many teams to almost take care of. With everybody stacked up on top of each other.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Gotta
Nice
be careful
peek,
peeking
dude.
that aggressively. Didn't have a digi, but there was at least a response that
Plus
came
L
through from the
plus
rest of the
ratio.
team. As you say, there's so many players at the moment who are in
Rebozo.
difficult positions that are just trying to stay alive and using any scenery they can to hide behind as 07 eventually get eliminated. We're down to 9 squads, and you're completely right about LVH, by the way. The fact they were able to fly whilst all this commotion was happening.
Is it gonna
from
be?
that southwest side to now the southeast.
No,
But as
yes.
they say that, LVH eliminated in the kill feed by ALGS and Hungary.
Okay, 40% worse is still alive, so that's pretty good.
Recognizing they were the worry for them. They maybe got a little bit of an armor check in the fight and decided, hey, if we push them out now while everyone else
How is this
fighting
team
on the other side of the
still
zone,
alive?
we command even more space here, even more of a
What are they
gun
called?
stop, more
ALGS and
ability,
Hungry.
even more lead
Yeah,
to
you know,
avoid and
this
combat
team actually lost their org a couple of days ago.
in the lineup, but if
They used to be
get
signed to
they're
Vex,
gonna be able to do damage.
and I think the org is shutting down.
Slide calm before
So
the
they just
storm as round
they
5
basically
now.
got dropped
We'll be closing.
right before Pro League started.
Healthy, Red Dragon, E6, 40% worse, 2R, 1C, all have to move. ALGS and Hungry, VQ and Cybercats can
So,
stay where they
yeah.
are for now.
Fun for them.
7 squads now remaining. The high ground is only safe for the time being, but E6 have managed to at least, through all the carnage that's been going down.
It's good though, you know. It gives them a bit more pressure. They have to do good now because they have no salaries.
Now we have ourselves with 6. But with the lid
You know, they gotta get the ALGS money now.
lobby,
They
there's an
have to.
opportunity here for them to maybe find
So.
somewhere to play. But look at 40% worse. This is their zone. This is where they were dropping, and now maybe they have an opportunity to put some points on the board.
And now E6, they were
40% worse. Are they alive? Are they? Where are they dropping?
Hits the beast of the
Oh.
to try and get any extra vision. Does shred but
Oh,
forces himself as 40% worse. They're eliminated, but E6 they stay alive and might be able to get Slap back on his feet.
But look who's trying to move in and clean it up. It's going to be Kinda and ALGS and Hungry. They see the
Damn, that Bangalore got lasered.
on this southern side of the zone, and they're doing
Shit,
exactly
got
what they
lasered
did
like crazy.
against LVH just a few moments ago. They
Holy
were
shit.
zone, they went all the space they can find, and boy, they are doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, that was great aggression, similar to what we saw from Alliance in the previous game, just recognizing
Never
which
get dropped.
area of the map
Can't
you
get
have to
dropped
own.
if you
You
don't
can't
get
allow other teams
signed.
to take space on you, and now ALGS and the Hungry will have the entire of the southern side, and they force anything that remained
Right.
up to the northern
Oh,
side.
can they see the
to
rat?
improve
Oh, they don't see the
upon
rat!
there. So
They don't see the rat! Oh my god!
6 are on the north.
They don't see the rat!
See him, Cybercat survived.
He walked right by him. He looked at him,
You gotta put your glasses on. It's as simple as that.
and he didn't see.
To bike, stay healthy. That's the question.
Oh my
Kaku's
god!
going to be destroyed. They have control of this building, and they have sent a zone, but they don't know that Solo is there.
A guy with that's from the Cats team
The
ratting.
man who likes to be a
The
thorn on
irony.
one side, I'm sure could prove to be a problem in this final circle as well, especially as a bang. Having the ability to smoke, if he has a digi as well, could really be a massive threat in this final zone.
Yeah, 2 souls.
He had a good
Right.
in his hand. He looked like he was about to do some serious damage with it as well.
Evac tower going to be taken down. And ALGS and Hungry on set, I mean, they own this southern side. They're in great position, but it's all about
he
these
dead.
rats. Swinny, though,
He
has
dead.
been spotted out and the rat
Oh,
trap has
is
been
he
laid.
dead?
It's
No, he made it.
Play with. The only problem is
What about the Cats guy?
anymore. Blue
Where
Shields
is
all
he?
he's going to have. They tried to push, but weren't able to.
Where's
deal with
Cats?
It.
No!
Some real problems in these final
No,
moments
the
as
other
well.
soul is taking
Also,
longer to
Hungry, they
die.
control the south side of the zone, and they have
No!
started out the final player. Cybercats
No
will be eliminated.
way.
And now you can see the Solo has an opportunity here, everyone.
Fuck, dude.
ALGS and Hungry could do damage, and SH could do damage to ALGS and Hungry that might open the door for a little Swinny rat play.
Swinny in the top 3.
Right.
And as you say, we've seen it.
Ratting in ALGS left my ass off. Yeah, that's when you should rat.
Top 2 as now
When should you rat, in pubs?
A little bit of an ability to move here, but OH,
Why is this chat always so brain dead? Like,
now it's a straight 3v3.
Straight 3v3. The only problem is
This-
one team has extreme height, but they will have to drop in just a few moments' time.
oh, the Digi.
The Conduit always
Oh
down as well. They're
no!
having to
Why
retreat to the
he's
other side of
missing?
the Dark Veil,
Wait.
but the first knock comes in and it's gonna be kind
Oh,
of who falls. But
jeez.
August and Hungary will clean up the damage.
Didn't he reload his car?
Through a lot in the
Got no
last
ammo
few
for it or
days.
what?
Return to the fore here in EMEA. Their
Oh,
first
look at him with
continue
his
to show us they will be a contender
heirloom.
in this split.
With his Buster Sword heirloom.
Vital there, really, just to really
Why you need to eat
frustrate
broccoli?
the
What, to see the
opposition as they
rats?
threw that one and tossed that one where they were trying to survive
To
and
hunt
just
the
get
rats?
A little bit of shield swaps or any ammo, any loot they might have needed in that final zone. But K-Swinny kind of ruined it for them a little bit. Just the fact he was there, the knowledge of him being there, I think they knew they had to seek him out. They had to try and take him out of the game, and it just allowed August and Hungary to hold that high ground. But it was their initial push on that southern side to force all teams away from them. They did it all game. They forced teams when they were in buildings, whether on the southern route, it didn't matter. August and Hungary said, we're going to dominate this side of the
Could
zone.
they have played
so we
inside
can
the
win this
house a
game."
little
And they
bit
won it
more,
with
or no?
13 kills.
Yeah, very, very impressive. 25 points in total for August and Hungary. Stay healthy with another good result, though. 13 points for them. E6 with Swinny surviving to that top 3, gets some extra placement points.
If not,
on
then
16, but I think you're right. It's the way that August
that
and
team
Hungary
was
controlled
gonna
that
lose
zone.
regardless, since the other
Once
one
they
had
had an
the
opportunity to fight, maybe got armor checks and realized it was isolated. They weren't afraid to take it, to keep that space.
When does TSM play? Haha, Sally, so funny.
Occasions where we saw that one against LVH and
So
then
funny.
moving in on E6 after they dropped off that ship, or the high ground, I should say. They managed to control it and win those fights pretty convincingly. So that's what put them in position to win it, owning that side of the zone. And most importantly, Dan, as we move to page 2, controlling that zone, but winning
I'm
the
yawning so
important
much. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that when LVH were able to position themselves so close to August and Hungary, they knew they had to take that fight. And even though we might not have seen it on our screens, it could have been the most important fight of the game for August.
No days
winning that
off,
one
0
and
points,
showing why
passion
they're a
with
real
1
threat
point. Maybe
in this
they need a
region.
little
Sadly,
more
it's another
passion.
0-pointer for no days off after their
Maybe one
incredible
more.
start in match number 1. A tough rotation for the likes of Cold, the likes of Full English, yet again as we headed to the southeast. But Storm Point is going to be done, so no real northern.
What was that
circles.
for?
We kind of went west, maybe slightly northwest, but nothing northeast. That's for
I
sure.
think when I was playing God of War.
Who knows at this point?
South
Right?
to me is anywhere not north, okay? It's kind of what
I think
works.
that's
How we do things
from
in
a
England,
single
right? You're either
player
from the north
when
or
I
the
was
south.
playing
It's
it.
as simple as that. Nothing else really exists. But
I
no
think.
days off, like you say, they're having a little bit of a struggle at the moment. Maybe they do need to have a day off. Maybe they do need to just put their feet up and rethink things, because it's been a tough start for them. Full English as well, having a little bit of a slow start, but I'm sure they'll pick it up now. We head over to Worlds.
Wait,
But Storm Point,
I am
you
a
did get to
pussy.
see
I'm
some of
not.
those new POIs being in those end zones there, Evan, and a lot of fun with them as well.
The only question is, do I need to give you
Wait,
Apple
why is it
Maps
written
to
like
figure
that?
out, how to get there or something? I mean, we talked
Why
about
did I
the
only
compass
notice it
earlier,
now?
but
About you suggesting that app, because that is the worst of all of the GPSs to use.
hey man, I got Apple.
Look how many
CarPlay. I'm
channel
sorry,
points
this
I
is
have
sponsored. I just gotta say,
for
it works
Apex.
For me, it seems like you guys are the ones.
A thousand, not 1,000, 100,000.
Let's get back to the game here.
How do you say numbers in English?
Couple of things I actually really like to see there.
126,000.
My 2 cents on
Right.
it. One, Element 6, I think, had a K-Swinny him game. He had about 6 kills going into that solo play, which is exactly what you expect from an IGL leader like that, to be able to put his team in contention. I feel like they actually are, really the top squad so far in terms of consistency that we've seen after these 3 games. And you're right, no days off, 2 bad performances, but a new squad, 18-year-old IGL.
18-year-old?
points or so. It's about 6 points average a game. I think they're in a decent.
He was
spot
just
heading
born.
into World's Edge. And
Why is he
obviously,
IGLing?
if it was Vex, I feel like we'd be saying, well,
Wasn't
obviously
even
they're
alive
doing
when the game
they're
came
doing
out.
well, but it's Orglis and Hungary and this new identity. Maybe we're catching up with what they've already.
Yeah,
told us, which
dude,
is
you are
14th
rich,
in the first
Reverie.
spot, 25-point win certainly gives us some thoughts about that. Well, all of that.
Hope you
and
never
much
find
more to
out that
say.
I
And
was
by
the
way,
one
we're not
that
the only ones who get to say it. As our
basically,
players take a little bit
you
of a
know,
break, we want to bring in a special guest.
contacted Dan so you wouldn't get your account back.
Seen over the course of this,
So you
first
wouldn't get
3
channel
games in
points?
Split 1. However, I'm not going to say.
That'd be
who
crazy
it
if you
is
found that out.
Yet. Mark, is there a good clue that you could give to who might be joining us today? I mean, what, Dan too? Anybody off the top of your head? A good clue.
Think of an animal that flies.
Oh, that is good.
A griffin?
a griffin.
No, that doesn't
All right.
quite work.
What?
That leads me to another question that I've been seeing viral right now. Could the Griffins have carried Frodo just to the top of, you know, Mount Doom, like just from the beginning? The ones who carried him down, couldn't they have just skipped the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy by just doing that?
And they
Could have, but then we wouldn't have had one of the best books in existence. So we don't
There you go. There you go. All right.
By the way, never watched Lord of the Rings.
Griffin, it's a Falcon.
I watched like a little bit here and there, but I've never watched the.
Jayhawk joining us on the desk for our
fully.
halftime recap. Jayhawk, how you doing, man? Welcome. And it's been a while since we've seen you. It's been since you joined.
You guys want to hate me a little more?
In the UK last year.
I'm doing amazing.
Finding
guys.
reasons to
It's
stop.
an honor to be here with you three legends once again. I'm excited.
The legend, Jayhawk.
You know, before we get into what you think about what's happened in these first 3 games, catch us up on your new year. And since we've seen you, you're still making content.
He has a
What's been
Nessie,
going
he
on
has
in
a
your life?
kunai,
Any
has
plans
Bloodhound's
for the year?
heirloom.
What are your, you know, what's the update for the fans who are
American
watching?
football ball.
Yeah, so big announcement.
Football
actually,
kickers?
So I do work full time, but Apex
Shoes?
stuff has been really going great for me, and I will be going part time at my current job to devote more time to the watch parties, watching scrims, match days, more videos, everything. So it's pretty exciting news, and this is a main broadcast exclusive because I actually haven't even told my stream yet.
Well, they're gonna feel left out.
I just want to say, I don't think I gave you a good enough intro, AJ Hawk. You've been a content creator for our scene, at least over the last year, in a big way, creating not just high-level ALGS, but personalized stories about some of your favorite.
His headset cord looks so tight
and in an in-depth
that
way
if he
really isn't
turns
seen,
his
not
head
just in
to that side
YouTube
too
often, but
much,
especially in the esports category, 30, 40-minute videos.
he's
So
just
thank
gonna
you for what you're
strangle
doing. If
him.
you haven't seen him, go check him out. I want to let the other guys go get a chat with you as well, Mark, and you know, spend some time with Jayhawk.
Yeah, firstly, congratulations on the big move. We're sure that you'll succeed moving into it. We will love your
I'm
content.
sorry.
But,
It's just...
I mean, it's great to have the ALGS back, of course. It's been very exciting the first 3 games here in EMEA. I mean, what are your takeaways from what you've seen
my mom
so far?
called me
Because it
those.
seems like, as always with EMEA, scrims have played very different to the Pro League days.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, with scrims,
Let's watch
obviously,
one more
things are
game,
a lot
okay,
more
and then
wide
I'll
open.
eat.
Teams are taking a lot more risks, and we're seeing so far in all 3 games that the teams who have that priority to the zone are really coming out on top, and that aggression that we saw in scrims is obviously not there on the same match days. So teams are being a lot more conservative on the contest. One goes down, teams are running away. So this always happens when match days come back around, but it's just nice to see it back in the swing of things of 18
Obviously.
teams still alive in round 4.
Yeah, I mean,
It's always the funniest thing. It's like, especially when a team goes like, "That's our spot." Okay, we'll always contest there. We ain't giving it up. And then they get no points for like 2 match days in a row, and they're like, you know what? We'll actually switch. Which is smart. They know. Still funny.
Watching from 07's POV, and Nasky and them thought it was a South Barometer pull. They were wrong. A lot of teams like them, Orgulus in Hungary, E6, all thought it was South Barometer. It pulls over to Cenote, and we see teams like LVH, Alliance,
New
really
ALGS
get to take advantage of
zones.
here.
I
But
see.
ANC outplayed, perfectly called this zone, taking the tunnel spot early in Cenote, and they came out firing once Alliance started making pushes, once Aftermath started making pushes. They were there to clean up everything once the fighting starts to kick off in the end game, and I just can't help but think what a zone call from them, considering how much the lobby thought it was a Southern Barometer pull.
Damn.
yeah, there was a lot of teams who really struggled with this pull in particular. Like everyone was committing to Barometer, and
Yeah.
that's just one of the things about Apex Legends and what shows us about the best IGLs is how they pivot when things go wrong with those rotations. Moving to match 2, what do you see here?
I mean, another sort of similar zone. It's a little further to the north.
I don't
LVH,
know.
once again, getting the benefit of these pulls. They landed down Beast, or so they landed.
How many
Cenote,
Lord
they
of the
pulled to
Rings
down
movies
Beast,
are there?
Perfectly third party to take this height. Alliance tries to come in from the south, and they managed to hold it off. And the whole time I was sitting here wondering, Nasky, the rat, what is he going to do in this game?
Oh
He
my
doesn't actually
God.
end up influencing the end game, but he is able to get second with LVH finally cleaning it up. And once again, another zone where it seems
only
like
like
the teams
2.
who had that priority, like I mentioned
Right?
earlier,
No,
were
3.
truly taking advantage of it, considering how close they were to the end game pull.
Then you have the Hobbit, Another
This one was
Hobbit.
interesting on my
Another
eyes, too,
Hobbit.
Just watching Alliance former members.
Then
go
a
back and forth
cartoon
against
from
one another. I don't know if you were watching
1978.
Alliance's POV right there. Hockey's gets absolutely lit up.
So
I'm not
6
sure if that
movies
was
total.
Samansky, or if he was in a 1v1 that we didn't catch on screen.
If you count The
but it
Hobbit.
definitely, whatever it did, set it up so that it was a clean, easy wipe.
I don't know, dude. They
Nice step
never...
for VH to take the W, but in game 3,
It never touched my heart.
in Hungary, you know, coming out party for this tournament, this split one day. What's your feelings on just what's been happening?
I'm sorry.
Picking up kinda,
Those
you know,
movies look
also
like
the
so
drama with Vex
cold
being the
and
representation
wet.
as an org. So what's your
It feels like it would be miserable to be one of those characters.
They've been one of the best teams in EMEA for
You know what I
so
mean?
long. They haven't quite been able to show that on land, but
It's
I'm
like-
a really big fan of the kind of pickup. I feel like it puts Unlucky in a situation where he can truly thrive as the main fragger, because Tyler previously
Wait,
kind of filled
why
that
did the
role.
team
I feel
leave
like
the
this
house so
combo of
early,
Unlucky
though?
And kinda is really
Yeah,
strong.
now that I'm
But this
watching
game
it
was
back,
fun.
that was a
Quite
bad
interesting
play
because
to leave
how
the
they started.
house.
They
That
got to a
was there
situation
nades
where they
inside or
just somehow
something?
last alive in a pretty tough situation.
'Cause they would have to come down from the rock.
The resilience they're
Wouldn't it be
showing
better to
despite
stay
losing
in,
the war
and wait for them
and
to
being
not
that
be on the
strong
rock
in the game?
anymore,
What a performance in that third game.
then play around that?
You know, that's a great word, resilience, especially when you see that.
What was
they're
I
now
talking
third
about?
overall,
Everything was
tied with
is wet
07
and cold.
in the top 5.
Something.
Element 6 taking that after a
1978, that's when you were born,
great 16
right?
with
Oh,
Casey
Reverie?
still alive as the solo LVH winning game 2. Found
Yes,
himself
very
in
old man.
Second place. No days off, pretty good.
You know,
decent
Reverie is
start.
actually
Decent start for
almost,
younger team. PSQ qualifiers. Cole,
retirement
30
age.
action. Our 3 bottom teams still trying to find a way
Yep.
out, as this is the standings after 3 before we head to World's Edge. I want to get your thoughts to
He's gonna be
Jayhawk,
chilling
because you're gonna be
after.
joining us as well.
I'm gonna
for
be
North
playing
America.
even
Little
more
teases to
League.
Some of the things you're going to be expecting there, some of the exciting
Oh, my
storylines
brother
ahead,
hit Plat
before we let you
3.
go.
By the way.
North America, I mean,
Then he went back to Plat 4, and now he's back to Plat 3.
With Moist coming over, it's,
On,
it's scary.
on
I don't know
League.
how it plays out.
Plays it
There are
too.
so many teams in that region that truly feel like they could be making the push for LAN. Even some dark horses like E8 have been dominating in scrims recently, so we could see some
He
things
said it was
shaking up,
tough
and
because there
I'm
were a lot of
very
Smurfs.
interested to see how North America plays out,
And there were a
especially
lot of
Conduit, because
non-Smurfs
NA,
that were
compared
just
to some of
dog
the other
shit.
regions, feels like they haven't fully embraced the Conduit as much as
So,
EMEA has or APAC North has. But I do think we're going to potentially see a lot of Conduit, and it's going to be very interesting to see how one of the most aggressive regions really deals with that Conduit in those fights.
yeah, NA is way more
It's a
aggressive.
Great point that you made. The delay in adopting
Way more.
fully the Conduit onto most of the rosters in A, or at least the hesitation. You can see it with some of those teams, and usually the top teams, most of the rest follow suit. in the
Dude,
region.
you know,
We'll see what happens
from
with
what I've
Jayhawk. We'll be able
seen,
to talk about it after
Ryan
game
is so
3 in North
strict
America.
with
Broadcast a little
league
later. Get some
chats.
rest, buddy. Enjoy watching the rest of the games. We'll talk to you in a bit.
You're like,
Thanks for
whoa,
joining
you
us,
truly are a great player, and they'll
Appreciate you guys.
somehow sense the sarcasm and ban you?
Always fun, fellas, talking to someone who loves ALGS as much as we do, and I know the fans enjoyed that one. Make sure to check him out.
Yeah.
AJ Hawk on Twitter and on YouTube. Also, if you're interested in playing,
Yeah.
I know that's a big jump, watching a video to actually playing in the ALGS. But hey, if that's the kind of Sunday that you're having, go ahead and check out the Challenger Circuit. Register your team to compete in the ALGS. February 3rd
Whoa,
through
sure
5th.
can't wait to
Is
play
when
in
our
Challenger
next
Circuit.
begins. You have until January 31st. That's 10 days from now.
I'm sorry, but
To be
playing in
able
Challenger
to
Circuit
register. So go ahead
to actually
and
make it
take
to
a
Pro
look
League
at
just
that.
seems like such a hassle.
Battlefy.com
You have to play so
/ALGS.
many days,
It's gonna take a
so
break.
many
Mark, you and me
games,
now as we head
or
off
just a
into
slim
game number
chance to
4
make
and
it, because
World's
only like
Edge,
one
which,
team
I
can
mean,
make
two
it, or
different
two.
stories there.
Two
Obviously,
teams.
new map, new changes sometimes to teams and comfort, but also just
Like,
today is split one. It's new beginnings. Will we see one of these teams like LVH, like 40% worse, make that story? come
oh,
alive?
World's
Or is it
Edge,
more, or is it Hungary continuing to stay
nice.
at the top? We'll find out here as
We
start
got a
off with
contest.
nice contest that tree.
And a bunch of smoke.
Never
I
mind
can't see
who you
shit.
fight here, a little spray through the smoke is
Oh.
gonna do a huge amount of damage. The Conduit is probably the one legend I would say.
This
that
Conduit's
if
Q has been used already.
Focus the Conduit, because that means
Oh,
the Q's
no.
gonna be taken out
Oh.
of the equation. And it looks like at the moment Mind might be able to win this one if they can hit some juicy
Nice
longbow shots.
long-
It's not very often
oh.
we get this raid day. It's a Sentinel versus Longbow fight. and the
Jesus.
Sentinel comes out on top.
My goodness, that is scary. Not the position you want to be in. One shot away
1v1, yeah.
and 2 snipers staring at
Sherbert
each other.
has no
Sherbert
shields, it
getting
seems.
No days off. And mine.
Wow.
has
What,
been
can we see
blown.
that?
Sherbert with the sentinel.
What?
Oh, Mark, what a start.
I mean,
Wow, it must have had a crazy angle there.
That shot was a little bit tangy. That's gonna
Great, yeah, great job, man.
on the tongue. My goodness.
Yo,
the Sentinel
have a
will
good
say,
day, pal.
On contest, if you can get it,
Ben.
get away into a position, it is a one-shot kill, basically. It really can do so much damage. You hit that headshot, and you've just seen what a difference it can make. But it's one thing to have it, like I say, on paper with the stats.
Dude, Climax would be so proud of that guy for his hitting a sentinel like that.
Great job there hitting those sentinel shots as LVH under a little bit of pressure here as well.
Yeah, and just to back on that sentinel, that last little point, just the confidence you need to have, because the fire rate is so much slower, it feels like, than that longbow. So you probably got one
It
shot.
feels like it doesn't feel like it is.
If you lose it, you're going home. So I just love the confidence from Sherbert. And that's going to give their team
What?
another chance to start it off here. ANC outplayed, also one of those teams.
Dude,
we had not
do you guys feel like the R9 shoots so much faster than the longbow?
First win in game 1, the Italian trio, a long tenured squad.
Hey guys, have you noticed the EVA 8 shoots much faster than the Peacekeeper?
Obviously, a much more spread out, I think, even pace game. We saw some northern pulls in Storm Point, which really turned the lobby up as well. But we're gonna wait
Rain
to
day.
get some info on the second zone. Seems like everyone's
My sweet boy.
content to be looting, except for that early contest that we saw.
Yeah, interesting.
Did not say shit like that.
Leaving Cypher
Alright.
as well, because it looks like it could be a zone that pulls towards
Oh,
Cypher, but they don't have
Frix
that many
is
constant
getting
information, so
fricked.
that could come back to hurt them a little bit. It's a great zone, of course, for them if they knew that, and it's looking like it might be a little bit of a misstep or a misplay. We'll have to
Passion
see
trying
how
to
the zone
see if they
reads
get
as the game
if
does
they can
progress.
get a
But
kill
Passion
here.
over just outside of Harvester, they do have that information. They are
Ooh,
moving
and
into
they
a position
probably
to try and
can.
clean up a little bit of damage that
Yeah.
they have done on that high ground.
Bav is
Pages,
dead.
maybe not everyone's
Exo
favorite,
running
but
away
you
now.
can see why not being able to connect with every single shot.
Oh, we actually managed to cross the corner there.
And you really can do some pretty beautiful
cross the
things.
go around.
LVH are gone.
I just think it's actually one of those underrated weapons right now, believe it or not. With the nerfs to the R9 and the
They're so dead.
though they're still good and
Yeah.
this fight's still going.
3v1 now.
I just love the
Frix has
that
so
Rampage
little
can
health.
do as an actual
GG's.
weapon. And I know that yes, it's a little bit of a slower fire rate. You have to get used to it. It doesn't blend the same way that I think you would when you're using maybe 30-30s, triple takes. And you're going into the
Gonna be
comms,
honest,
but
I
just
don't
feel like
understand
the
their
raw
game
output is
plan
good
there.
enough that if someone on your team holds this, you
So
really
they were
get a lot
just
of
gonna
openings,
blindly
especially
take
from
that
range, and make it
balloon.
difficult for teams to push up to you. It sucks close range. I'm honestly
then they
thinking
saw
you
that they were
can't
getting
really hold
shot
on to
at.
it as a main damage dealer, but if you
So then they
have the ability
decided to
that with something
run.
like a car with an R9 with a Volt, I actually think it provides a lot of value that people aren't really aware of.
Wouldn't it
right
have
now.
been better
Maybe
to
just
just
not
go into
comfortable with.
Harvester?
Obviously, everyone's going to have their favorite.
Did
choices
they
and
have a
weapons, but
Watson?
It's always been a favorite of mine, and I'm going to fight for it.
Exo, did they have a Watson? I'm not sure.
I was gonna say you've probably seen it in his best
You know,
used case there, right? Someone running across.
At least they would have a chance to fight back.
Trim them down with a little bit. 40% worse. They've got a sentinel. We've already seen.
Instead of just
how much
running
fun
away
this
and getting
weapon
shot in the
can be unless you're on
back.
the receiving end of it, more fun to have it in your hands. And looking at the armor check, it's not looking great at the moment. They are
Look at-
severely underdressed for this
Cold
situation.
has two purples and a blue. And 40% worse is just white. That's...
Love that charged up shot.
Tomboy, thank you again. 333. Appreciate it, man.
Able to connect to it.
Little devilish over there, huh?
Sacrifice the shield cell, but it's not too much, especially if you have 6.
A little evil.
Access, which
I
most of
see.
these pros run around carrying.
Thank you so much, Tomboy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Pulling in, we haven't seen where it's going.
You're very nice.
Just yet, but that will give a major plot twist to this current story where everyone's really content to just fight the range.
Nice Horizon
shoot,
Q.
to make it a
Will
little
that
easier,
save
a little
Andy,
safer
though?
actually to get to the evac tower and make it away without getting shot.
Is cracked. Is it gonna get shot in the air? That would be really unlucky.
Interesting to see where this zone is going to be going. They're going to be playing for the truck, and we do see this finish around here, just outside.
Oh.
Stuck between Tree and Siphon.
No! Open the door!
It's such an interesting kind of
Someone closed the door on him.
It always feels like it's
Someone
good
pulled a
story.
Sophia on him.
Yeah, it is is a little bit easier to hold because you can avoid those spam grenades coming in, but there's just so many.
Yeah, they have from the other day. Oh yeah, true. Can't, you know, can't be too evil in one day.
Gen does go down and it isn't placed
All
in the
right.
best position, then you just become sitting ducks for those grenades to fly in.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
This is a hard
Thank you.
spot, a great spot.
Gracias.
For
le tip.
But it becomes very difficult because it's so obvious that you have this wanted territory.
Camping
It's
is
like,
underrated.
You are the one in, you know, the
Are they
squad game
camping
with
or
the
are they
burger and
playing
fries, and
zone?
Everyone realizes I haven't eaten all day. They just start grabbing.
Think about it.
Before you know, nothing is there. It gets people's attention. It is safe, but we'll see.
Are
how
they
it
really
is, how
just
they use it. I
camping
think for
when
me,
the
things that
smartest
move from there,
thing is to
know
just
exactly when to abandon
find a
it,
nice
make a
place in
move,
zone?
And obviously they've got the experience.
Free to
Hopefully
play
that
late
will give
game.
them a little bit more guidance. This zone now.
Element 6 thinks it's camping because, I mean, look where they at.
In the lobby, it's going to be
They're on the other side of the map.
And this is actually going to shift quite a bit from the north side, who are kind of playing there, slowing it down. But for those who have played south,
Gonna be seeing Alliance fight here.
especially trying to get rid of the enemies who are nearby.
They seem to be at a disadvantage already. If I saw it right.
So the smoke is going to be perfect for them to get some initial damage. The question is, do Alliance have a digi threat? Because if they do, then this will be a little bit more of a fair fight. But
Ooh, the
only got white armor at the moment.
that
They came
armor.
under pressure in this fight, but it's not looking great at the moment for Alliance. They've had to give up a little bit of ground here, and Effects will go down because of that white armor. He's just not able to escape.
You can tell they were in trouble as well. At least they kept the conduit alive. This is Yuki.
Huh.
They can do this as a
Have
duo.
they changed
They just gotta get
loots?
Hockey's takes a lot to queue out for another 10 seconds.
Not enough
And
damage
that's
at
gonna be the
all.
end of Alliance. There's no way they can get out of this.
Yeah.
I almost caught myself mid-sentence.
I've noticed a lot of like big armor differences.
Go through in time. That will be the end.
Did they buff the loot in certain places or something?
Unless they got a few kills beforehand from Alliance.
Like this team now has 3 purples, but they had I think 2 purples before the fight started.
Zone for them, of course, dropping over at thermal station, so not a big rotate for them. They would have been able to play some pretty priority spots, and they've just been pushed out of it.
Teams are either like crafting their armors, which might be unlikely since they're like really early into zone.
Hey, we see a white armor, we can run this team over, even if it is Effect. It's just too much.
They might be
HP
poking a
difference
lot
between the
if
two
they
teams to
find
really have
blue.
a fair fight in this situation, and we talk about recognizing advantages. That's exactly what Passion
Look
did.
at it, the little roller player.
Well, that's what I love too about
Look at him.
BRs, but
No stick
specifically
drift.
Apex. I
Look
find
at that.
I made this reference before, not on broadcast, but it's kind of like the multiverse.
Vamshkret is in the worst spot ever. In the shitty little truck that if you nade once, everyone dies.
It's maybe a window, a small moment, where if you push this, you win this fight, the rest of the game opens up to you.
Actually, such a shit spot to be in. It's insane.
For another 6 minutes, and you have to just hold tight, and then win that fight.
I mean,
And
it's
think part of
cover,
it
I
is
guess.
that when you see a team that
At least.
understands how to take the best path consistently. I look at North America. I think TSM is fantastic at knowing when to push those
So
paths,
clear.
when to
How's
sit
it like?
tight and wait for that moment.
You can
I think
easily
we
see that their
in
controller.
Passion showing a great
Yeah.
opportunity of, hey, this is our moment. We get a big team out. We get a great spot towards end zone, and now Passion sitting in maybe one of the best spots in the game.
I think it's funny, like,
I just want to quickly go
sometimes
back
when
and talk
they,
about August and Hungary. They did
like,
lose
they
sight, and of
turn,
course we've seen where the zone
and you see
is
just
going.
being like,
They are playing from launch site at the moment.
yeah, like,
They're
yeah,
on the
that's
southern
what-
tip, and they're going to be able to rotate down from the high ground if they can hold out any late rotators through. So they might be in a pretty good position to
It's like
actually
it's in a
be involved in this
straight
endgame
line, you
approach
know.
with a walk-in that is very, very strong. Speaking
You
of
don't do
site
that
from
on
there,
mouse
you can
and
see the
keyboard.
one building that will be still inside of this zone before it starts to pull away a little bit is going to be Red Dragon, and they've been kind of in and around the top 10s a few times today, but not quite been able to.
Can they actually not
One thing I'm
make
noticing too, you
control
mentioned
players
August and
move on
Hungary
death boxes?
taking
Is it actually like hard to
Element
code or
6 as
something?
well. We're seeing 2 of the most veteran leaders in terms of
Don't get it.
IGLs, Matafe, K Swinney.
Or is it
taking
like
a
so there's
slow
more
approach to this
differences?
type of zone. If you are a betting person, it's probably a good
Are you
sign.
winning? Of course I am. I'm always winning when I'm with you guys.
So vying still for that very
Aftermath
central
isn't
spot.
though.
And
They're
now we're starting to
struggling.
see
Look at them.
a few drop. Kurev, who had that great play in the hallway last game, now ultimately going down to 2R1C. Not a full wipe for that squad, but still damage being done.
Do you like it, bro? Do you like the...
They found
Do I
themselves in a
get the
different
Riz?
RV still in the center of zone, but it's going to be difficult possibly to maintain that yet
That was
again.
painful. Oh, please. Like, you won't save that
It
clip.
doesn't seem like that's caught their attention. As we get back
This
into
is
it, an
awkward when they
overview of
swap to the map.
A lot of different ways for this to go.
First of all, because it's
Team's
like
pretty content, though.
misplaced. It should be a bit down, I feel like. There's no game audio
They were the team that
as well.
flew into that truck, right? They took that early, and I like the fact that they're taking space
Oh,
around the
the
truck.
zone is playing to such an odd
To see as a viewer and a
place.
gamer when you see a team just stuck inside and trying to bunker down and not looking to control space and deal damage on teams rotating in. It's such an important thing for them to do, especially with
You move the
what I've described
thumbsticks
as
to
a
move
little
around
bit
the
of a
death
low
box.
priority
Don't you just
defensive
use one
structure with that
thumbstick
truck
to move?
work around.
Like,
It's not completely safe.
you know,
don't
check
have
the
huge
items and
doors that you can
stuff?
play behind and kind of peek shot from. So they've got to control space, and they're going to know there's going to be teams rotating in from launch site. One of them is going to be ALGS and Hungary. There's an interesting fight actually developing over at launch site with Cold 40%.
Do you need the
and
two
ALGS and Hungary all
thumbsticks?
there and all knowing that they will have to fight for that choke. But E6 inside
Kinda-
the tree at the moment on these platforms, they have height over a lot of these teams surrounding them, so they should be able to do a really, really good amount of damage.
ALGS and Hungary.
Like to
and
scroll down on the
40%
list, is
worse.
that it?
fight also interesting. 40% worse. At least as we check, the only team running a Bangalore so far. ALGS and Hungary may have swapped over in World's Edge. At least in Stormpoint, that was the case. And in these types of situations, that Bangalore ultimate actually very vital, especially when you're moving, rotating, and looking to take an engagement. As we see another engagement going on, the smokes of a Bangalore.
Okay, bro.
Ushako and Shiv FPS. Just
All right, dude.
He's aiming down sights. No time to even think about the
Dude, this zone is 40% mountain.
recently, so would have bought some time.
Zone is actually 40% unplayable.
Behind, making things worse. This is
And 40% worse is struggling like crazy.
Beautiful wraparound to clean that fight up.
Holy shit, they're not having a good day.
How good you are. We mentioned how the armors just weren't good for 40% worse. And they're going up against Purple Shields and Tyler, who has been pretty much at the top of the kill leaderboards since the ALGS and EMEA got underway. And he
Yeah.
Speaking of opportunities, 2 rounds
That team, Infinite, took so much damage to zone. I'm pretty sure they took more damage to zone than to enemies.
Or will they have to play this one out as a duo? It looks like they have managed to get him back to his feet.
Of course they managed to get him back. Well, he was right there.
Or have they moved away from that truck? I think they're still inside. Kishera back on the crypto as well is going to be able to get so much information on what's going on around them.
It's worked a lot for him. Stormpoint more specifically, but World's Edge as well last season.
39.5. Proof?
Havoc being that thorn in your side right when you're taking an engagement to have that
Source, dude?
take 50 of your shield, slow you down, and obviously
Oh look, they have the death box.
now Vamo Carrera and Ashera a chance to move in.
Nice.
Cold, though, after getting 3
Do they?
of the kills, maybe
Because it
2
doesn't have wings, it
of
just
their
looks
total
weird.
5 points that they've got on this wrap with 40%, trying to hold on to this desperately. Grenade up into the air, could land. It's not going to make it, but a couple
Nice
of great shots with the vault.
death
You can see
box.
Tyler FPS, JMW, Graceful, not going to give this up easy.
Well, here comes the push then. Cole gonna have
Is
to
there
go
proof for
defensive.
Jesus?
W
Like I believe in him.
Slow that push down for a few seconds, which is vital for those shield cells to be popped. Timing in these
Huh?
fights is everything, and that third
Now
leg
what?
has maybe just made this a 50-50 instead of a 60-40. ALGS and Hungary want to push this. We mentioned how this is the
Oh.
to rotate
Oh, that termite is not hitting? No way.
Well, now it's going down.
Yeah, nice pushing to the smoke. Ooh.
Lucky though gets up off the gravity lift. The
Ooh.
space passive means he slides a little farther than any other character.
God.
That means he gets 56.
No way, they're still winning that.
Other legends would
Holy
have Horizon
shit.
coming in with a spacewalk, and ALGS in Hungary on a high. Can they keep it though? It looks like threats arise from every
The
single
zone is
location. They have to
moving.
get a big shield swap here, Mark. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, they need to just take their time here and reset. The zone is closing behind them, and they've got 20 seconds or so to just get these heals
Oh my
and then
god.
push this solo player. The last player alive is going to be
Doesn't
Tyler,
have
who's
armor.
waiting
Play
for the team to
together.
come in. I think he's hoping that maybe
Play
they're gonna
together.
but
He's pulling a bat.
the opportunity to pop the shield battery, and that is going to be the end of the game. This is
Oh, would have been really funny if you won that, to be honest.
Turn it into a 1v2, but what he has just done is grief the game because now kind of isn't going to have time with the zone closing behind
You
him
believe you're
to
good at
get
Apex?
the team
Hey,
And that's the thing, pushing that.
because that's the truth.
They delayed and taking
Hello?
that early thermite from JMW forced that to be 10 seconds too late from when they really wanted to fight. That ultimate
Show me a
result,
clip
player lost. Now 2 rats,
of
1
when I
down
wasn't good,
as well.
so I can block the
Chaos
link.
Continuing as we head back towards Tree and the eastern side of things. In between that and launch site, outside of where the rotation has occurred, ALGS and
Pros should have less aim assist. I don't care about the regular game. So bad players should be rewarded. What?
Who are creeping in on the hallway and looking to take the lead from Slab on the Bloodhound.
Big damage coming in.
Like, only bad players should have aim assist. Only the really bad ones.
This is what I was talking about. It's not just your building, it's the 20 or 30 yards surrounding it that you want to be in control with.
Should only have aim assist if you've eaten glue as a kid. My god! Who's that conduit? Holy shit!
Very risky, but I like it. Slap goes down in that, cracked as well.
She's still alive?
Around. Arcstar gonna get
Is that her?
inside. Case winning with the Bangalore ultimate. One of the beautiful elements
What?
of this, especially clearing off space. Not a lot that he
Sherbert!
Sherbert's still alive from no days off after that early
Sherbert built different, dude.
and he's still maybe just a sentinel.
My god. Broke K Sweeney's ankles like 3 times.
But Element 6 do a great job of clearing out their aggressors.
I was gonna say, if he still has a sentinel, then
Alright.
just saying, his percentage chance of winning the game has gone up a little bit. But E6, they're in a prime position here. You can see they're in the only building, one of the only buildings that's still inside of this zone. Not only are they in the building, they control both levels of it as well, the height and the one below it, which means
The day before was removed from Steam, Tumbleweed. Alright. The game was a scam.
Hope the rest of the lobby takes care of each other on this northern side, where you can see the other teams have started to
Kinda with 1 HP over there. This guy, what's his name? AJXNTHI. Nice name.
Jackson to grab another KP, and that is going to put them in a
Sherbert in the corner.
situation.
Chilling.
Top 4, I believe, and it's going to be still E6 holding down the building below. The zone has stopped moving in. 4 squads left. Passion after that early fight, the pick off onto Alliance.
Please don't ban me. Well,
top 4.
If you can't chat next time you come on the stream,
At least 5 points.
you know why.
3rd place will get them at least 7. But they've got to survive. And
You and Broad can chat to each other, goddammit.
done a hell of a job keeping this trailer intact.
They have, and in the meantime, they've held the trailer. Well, E6 have made their move. They've now moved to the north side. They've cleaned up 1 team, so 3 squads still remaining.
Ooh, what a mess.
To see this damage being done, and now it's going to be.
Dude, this team has been here for so long. Dude, they've been here forever. That Willem guy was the one that had the door shut on him.
And the question is,
Oh, no way! Oh my god, are we witnessing a throw? Yes, we are! Oh, we're witnessing a throw! God! Damn! What a throw indeed! Holy shit! Wow! Damn, they had that zone, they had everything. And they lost it. Ooh. Oof. That was tough. Alright, chat. I gotta eat. Alright. I gotta eat now. So I am just gonna go. I'm not gonna be watching. There's 2 more matches for EU, but I'm not gonna be watching those, alright? But I mean, if you guys want to keep watching, you know where to watch it. Play Apex on Twitch or on YouTube. It's there for both platforms, okay? I will not be streaming tomorrow, okay? I'll probably be back on Wednesday. Alright? But yeah.
Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Tumbleweed, thank you again. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tumbleweed. Okay, you won't get banned now. You're lucky, but bro, still on to you. What about Tuesday? Probably not on Tuesday either. I just have some things to do, okay? I have a few things to do that has just been delayed. Okay, suspend the ads. Other half nice stream. Alright. Alright, hey. I'll remember. No, I'm just messing. Okay, guys, I'll be back on Wednesday. Okay? Very probably. Alright? Shouldn't be earlier than that. It won't be later than that. Okay? No more donos if she's not back on Tuesday. Well, anyways, that's just gonna be some sacrifices I'm willing to make. Now, guys, I really have to do a few things, alright? But we'll be back. We'll be doing the Apex bullshit, as always. Then The Witcher. And during the weekend, we'll watch more LGS, okay? There's no matches during the week, so weekend only. Alright, guys, have a good day. Night. I'll see you. Okay? And bye-bye. Have a good start of your week, you know? Monday, if you got school or work or whatever. Hope it goes well. Alright? Enjoy. Bye-bye, guys. See ya. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye. 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 See ya.